Welcome to episode 16 of Tech Over Tea. I'm, as always, your host, Brody Robertson, and today we have a special guest. We have Crypto Hustler, who, if you don't know, if you're not on LBRY, is right now, what are you, 7th place on the leaderboard? 8th place?
Yeah, 7th, I believe. Yeah.
Jeez. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's a very short amount of time that happened, so I feel blessed.
How long have you actually been on the platform for?
It's, I believe, the middle of December.
Okay, so around when I joined then.
Okay, yeah. Oh, alright. Started around the same.
I think, well, I already had my channel already existing over on YouTube. I had maybe 300-400 subs. Then I ended up getting a shout out, which boosted me up to like 2,500. But
nice.
Your success on LBRY has been way more than anything I've seen. Like, I have, I think, 9,700 on my main channel and about 6K on this one. But you're at, what, 20, 24, 25? Or have I lost count?
25,000?
1,000 subs.
Oh, I have 34,000.
I stopped paying attention, did I?
Oh no. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was 24.
Okay.
Like, I get about like 5,000 a week right now.
Oh jeez, that is absolutely insane. Those are unheard of numbers on any other platform.
Yeah, I was like the similar content other people, but I just a little pizzazz and throw a little character in there. Like, everyone's kind of, I mean, not everyone, but a lot of people are just, they seem like they have to be painted, their picture has to be painted so well. They have to be so like, it's just too perfect, like, I'm just, the way who I am, like, I just want to present it, and then eventually I'll be working to those standards, for myself, and not expect others to have those standards for me.
Well, yeah,
that's what you do.
Yeah, if you're going to be trying to make a better platform, you have to just, make the platform better for yourself. You've got to be improving upon yourself. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Just make yourself better than what you were doing yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, that's where, YouTube just has, it's just, you're just a small minnow in a huge pond, and I'm like, I have no chance,
Especially for the sort of content you do, like, I wouldn't have thought there would be so many, like, at least the older stuff you're doing where you were just doing the crypto updates, there's so many channels that do that already, that trying to stand out doing that on somewhere like YouTube just isn't going to happen.
No, yeah, it was just re-uploads, essentially, and then, contact people, like, hey, you gonna put this up there? And, and then, I'm like, this, I can do that so much, I was like, I'll start creating original content, and I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to do crypto updates, and then eventually LBRY. I'm like, well, no one's doing LBRY updates, it's always, oh, what's the price of LBRY, and then that's it, And I'm like, well, there's a lot more going on than that. There's, we got Jeremy over here just like slaying away, and he's just like,
I presume you're following Jeremy on Twitter.
Oh yeah, he's I'm always updating what Jeremy's saying, and he's a lot more open than the LBRY on Twitter. They're just kind of straightforward, where he's like really cutting deep. So I really like that. Jeremy is like someone we can look forward to, like, really getting into the truth about stuff, and not worried about what others have to say. So I'm like, just seeing what he sees and like his visions, like, it's hard not to follow that. Like, I really like him as an individual, as a person I can, like, be around, and that to me, I look up to people like that, like someone I see fight for the right reasons, and get in some situations where it's like, should I even be here? But, like, figure it out. Like,
yeah, I completely agree. Like,
pushing the envelope.
Sorry.
Yeah. He's always pushing the envelope. He's like,
Well, the LBRY Twitter is very cut and dry unless you start mentioning BitChute around them.
Well, I don't know. BitChute's a little. I can never get any track. Like there's not. It's hard to get any tread on BitChute for me unless you pay for it. It seems like.
I have, I think, 9 subs on BitChute now. I've been trying to push people over there. People are like, you should make a BitChute account. I'll go watch your content over there, and then no one goes over there. Because you can't, especially with my content, yours is probably the same. You have to be able to read what's on the screen, and you can't do that in 480p video.
Oh, really? It's 480p?
Yeah, if BitChute isn't above 480p, they still don't have even 720p.
Oh, that's horrible. That's why I get no traction out there. I'm like, I would hear Dollar Latte go, hey, go see us some BitChute as well as LBRY. I'm like, how? This place sucks.
I guess LBRY does have a bit of the opposite problem, where for a long time they have really... It's been difficult to watch for some people just because of the high bitrate video.
Yeah, the bit rate was like way too high, and people didn't have enough bandwidth to load it. Like it was really choppy for a very long time. I agree.
That actually does take us into our first topic. Did you? I don't know if you've been paying attention, but on the Discord, a few people have been bringing up obviously the bitrate problem, and someone's actually suggested a solution to handle that. And I would say it's actually probably a pretty solid solution. I want to kind of get your take on it.
Okay, sure.
So what they're thinking is it's kind of the simplest possible way... Oh, my mic's clipping. Why is my mic clipping? The mic shouldn't be clipping. It's probably the simplest possible way you could deal with it. Basically, you have... When you go and upload the video, the creator can say, okay, I want to upload in original quality, or I want to have, I don't know, a 480p and a 720p version. And then they would just be basically... You would the creator would literally just upload multiple versions of the same video, but they would all be transcoded inside of the app. So as you just go and upload the video, you can say, okay, I want to support 480p and 720 and HD, and obviously that would take longer to do, but the creator is actually in control of that, and all of the transcoding would then be done on your local system rather than having to be pushed to some server somewhere. And then obviously, I think the way they said to link them was basically just add a suffix to the end of the name. Say this is the 480p version, this is 720p version, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, it's a improvement. I mean, it'd be nice to have it as one, option, but
I think they would end up linking them together, so you could actually have like a value selector. But the way they would link them, or the way they would store them on the network is basically have them suffixed with the different version quality. So you could just jump directly to it if you wanted to, but you would also have like a selector wheel. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That seems fantastic. I mean, I like the ability that other people in other countries can't, they can't watch my videos at higher rates. So having that option to lower
it seems like LBRY does have a lot of people who are in places that just don't have, I guess, good internet connections. I guess it's part of what brings people to crypto. If you're in a place that you don't really have much opportunity, looking at something like crypto, probably somewhere where you're going to actually look towards.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, it seems, you get a lot of those, like, follow me, please. Like,
yeah, there's definitely a lot of that, for sure.
I'm like, I mean, that's fantastic. These people it seems like they're in rural countries. I'm like, they have an opportunity to, like, get free money by just watching videos or becoming a content creator. I'm like, you never see that as much on YouTube. Like, some content creator from Africa that just is like, hey, man, was it Clement?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's fantastic, It's like, I don't know his whole story, but, he seems like he's in Africa somewhere, and, and, like, having someone, like, become something out of nowhere in the country, it's like, that's amazing, that's such more an inspiring story than some guy in America, like, and I was like, hey, watch me drive my minivan that's been modified, and it's great, like off-grid living or something like that, but I'm like, it's different, LBRY has so much more opportunity to become more than YouTube, than just like this conglomerate of oh, you have to look and speak a certain way, or you have to have such high grade. The production has to be a certain level. Like it's like, oh, the quality of the video is not good enough or something. Like if the message is clear, but it's like becoming like a rapper, and then like you don't have like the right, you're not being introduced the right way, or your beat is not good enough, but the lyrics are good. Like you just don't get that track, that tread, or whatever it was.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah. You just don't get that spotlight. That's where LBRY is just like, I'm sure at one point LBRY is going to be like YouTube-ish. It's like we're all like way up here, and then like these people are like, hey guys, like how YouTube is.
Well, yeah, no matter what you do, there's always, you can try to fight against it, but there's always going to be a I guess, what would be the best way to describe it? A collection of power towards the top. So as the original people are there and they stick around, like if they stick around and they keep growing, well, obviously you're naturally going to be a bigger and bigger channel. One day, if LBRY keeps growing, you'll have 100,000 subs, so like 200,000, so on and so forth. And obviously there will be that bit of a distance between it, but I think one of the strengths that LBRY has is that it, at least right now, you don't have... Maybe in the future it will change, as you said. But at least right now, there's not that same sort of culture where if you're going to do a vlog, for example, it has to be on like a $3,000 camera with a $500 lens.
Right.
You can just be some dude walking around with your phone on a stick and be like, this is my vlog.
Yeah, I love that. Like, and people, as long as they have just a little bit of LBC and just support their channel, they can become trending. Like it's just that's huge opportunity for such a small entry. And that's how it was with me. That's how I became so. Like it just like started speeding up. Of course, with crypto, I happened to be able to purchase large quantities. Luckily,
that does help.
Yeah, it does help. I was like, okay, now you can just support your channel. But then it became more than that. It's like now I'm able to support other people. I'm like, I get to help the people that I saw come up with me in like last couple of years in crypto, and then they're making videos and they come over like what was it, Crypto Slow. I'm like, this guy was he was having trouble getting traction on YouTube and come over to the LBRY, and he's like, hey man, I'm trying to do a giveaway. And that's what I did early on. Is I did a giveaway, and I was like, okay, well I can earn more on the giveaway than I do than giving away. So
that's
I'm like,
the secret about giveaways. You're not actually losing anything.
It was a no-brainer. So I'm just like, hey, 100 LBC, hey guys.
Like I'll see people do like, a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, giving away 2,000 LBC or 200 LBC or whatever they end up giving away, and it's like, no, I'll make that back in a day. Like I will make that back by uploading this video.
It's crazy. I'm like, this is wow. I got like thousands of followers just in a very short amount of time with that. And so I was like, oh, maybe I could do this. And then once I get traction, I'm like, I don't need to give giveaways necessarily. Like, that's fine. I don't mind giving away. I still give away LBC or what, just like, hey, great video,
Oh yeah, I still tip people perfectly fine, but
yeah, exactly. But yeah, now it's like, actually, I didn't get to create last week's episode, but I did say I wasn't going to make like an episode every week, but, support your fellow content creators. So let's see whoever has that, diamonds in the rough and some gems out there and really highlight them. It's nice.
Yeah, I don't have anywhere near as much LBC as you do, but I have been, like, with that, now that I've got to the point where I have enough to perfectly fine support both my channels, I've also been trying to put supports on other channels as well. Like there's a couple of channels with a couple hundred subs where I'm like, you're actually making really good content, and you deserve a bit more traction than you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's another crypto channel. I think he got a bit of recognition from the LBRY Twitter because he started doing LBRY First Publishing. His name was Aureus Denarius. You might have seen the tweet about it. Yeah. Did you watch any of his content? Because it's actually pretty good.
Fantastic. I'm like, this guy is just like, his It's the punctuation. It reminded me of early 2000s History Channel. Like, yeah, I'm like really enamored by his voice and his information. It's like, whoa, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, I definitely want to highlight him in some fashion because yeah, his production's really good.
Yeah. Obviously, there's going to be tons of content where I don't know. I wouldn't say they're not trying, but there's a lot of content where they don't really have that spark where they're obviously making the content, but they're not really trying to do something different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of people emulating each other without any uniqueness to it. But that's where it starts.
Of course, yeah.
Like I would make videos. I'm just like, yeah, and it's like, well, the crypto videos are all similar, but it's either finding new projects or just having a twist on things.
There's only so much you can say about a chart going in a certain direction.
I know, right? It's like, oh, the price of Bitcoin is sideways still. Okay. Like, it's over 10,000 for like a few hours. Like, I was like, update 10K Bitcoin, and like as I was doing the chart, it's all going down.
Yeah, like, I did see. I looked at that video coming out, and I looked at the chart, I was like, oh, are you sure it's a 10K?
Horrible. I was like, it's 10,300, and it's 10,200. It's like, it's 9,500. Okay, never mind.
Just look at in Australian dollars, it's always above 10,000.
Oh man, I was doing it was in the middle of the night. I was looking at different prices, the ounce of gold towards just money in general. I found out that the Kuwaiti dollar is like, or I think it's dinar, I believe. It's the highest valued currency. I was like, what? I mean, no one talks about it. They're like, US dollar is the treasury. Yeah, everyone, come on, petrol dollar, come on. And then they're like, Kuwaiti dollar. Wait, they had like 6 recessions, and their dollar is way valued. It's like 700 of their money for 1 ounce of gold. Like, no one says anything about that.
I noticed as you were getting a bit more excited, your mic did start clipping a bit. Were you able to actually turn that down a little bit more?
Yeah, I stopped getting excited.
No, that's good. I just want it to come across well.
It's like, settle down, boy. Yeah, it's just, that's the biggest things like in crypto. All starts with the greed, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, there's fundamentals,
Yeah.
There's reason why this is here, and then learning about the monetary system, and wow, this is like quantitative easing, and this is how governments are just playing this like credit card system. It's like swipe, all right, we'll pay you back. And then, and then countries are actually trying, like the Kuwaiti is like, they had 6 recessions. We can't accept a recession in America.
Oh, absolutely not. No, it's the same here. Australia's starting to enter into a recession as well, and we're just trying to fight as hard against it as we can, but it's not going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm like, just get over it. Other countries do it all the time, and they reevaluate everything and figure out what their reserves are. We're good, We don't need to be Venezuela or anything.
Let's not go that bad. I'm good with not having to pay for a loaf of bread with a trolley of fucking money.
Right? Like, I'm gonna buy some freaking.
We can stop it. Before we get to that point, we can stop it. I'm happy. If we get to that point, I'm happy with a currency reset. Any other reason, no, we don't need a currency reset. But if we're going to go to the point where we're just buying with trolleys of money, I think we're good. I think we can agree that that's a low we don't need to hit.
Exactly, I agree. It's just like, people are so blindsided, and I'm like, we literally lose 10% of our money every year, okay? And it's like, that price of milk is now $3, and it's $2.99, or it was $2.50 last year, or like $2.15 or something. It's like, they're like, oh no, we're getting paid $16 an hour. And like, yeah, but now you have to pay like $5 more for everything, if not 20, if not 100, and your rent's up now, and gas shouldn't be over $80 because it's a negative, and we're still paying $2-3 an hour or a gallon. It's like it's hard to explain to people that don't see that, and really with crypto, you see the fluctuation, the volatility. You understand, and then I started getting into gold and silver, and then like collecting gold and silver, and I'm like, yeah, there's intrinsic value with gold and silver's usage as well as, crypto has, I believe, more value than that, but hard assets are important too.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, it's like, well, crypto is a hard asset in a sense, but can we see that as a sustainable off-grid living aspect? Maybe not. Like, we can barter our crypto if we don't have electricity or internet, but
yeah, that's the only big issue with crypto is if we hit words. If we ever get some massive solar flare that knocks out the grid, crypto becomes worthless because it's just gone.
Yeah, it's like, please, one computer have like every node possible. I was just like, hey, can we have like a catalog of all the Bitcoin transactions for the last 5 years?
So what I'm saying is, back up your wallets and stick them in a bunker.
Yeah, I'm just like anti-static bags for everything. Like, yeah, that's the one thing is like, we don't just, I guess, write everything down and print it out or something. Like, I don't get a tattoo, like one side of the words.
That's if you wanted to start getting donations when you walk around, just start tattooing QR codes over your body for your like Bitcoin address and your LBC address.
Yeah, I remember this one guy. It was like, I think it was on the news or something, or a football game, or he had the side. It was like 2013. He had a side with the Bitcoin QR code. The guy got like,
yeah, I did hear about that.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, no, I feel like that should be something like, like homeless people, panhandling. Like, have a QR code out there too, Like, all this coronavirus stuff, you might as well be like, okay, QR, like, perfect. I have Bitcoin now, They're like, can't do anything with it right now, but at some point,
Yeah, at some point, maybe.
Yeah, I know. It's like, where is Bitcoin gonna go? Is it gonna go like this astronomical, like, oh my god, it's more than gold?
I'm not the kind of Bitcoin I'm not really hopeful about Bitcoin. I see it as a currency store. That's it. My problem with Bitcoin is the problem that crypto has had for a very long time, and that it's not used for anything. And that's what I see different about not just LBRY, but a lot of the new projects that are coming out. They're being the projects coming out, and some platform to use it is also coming out as well, and it's got some use for it rather than just being, here is the token, speculate it till it goes to the moon.
For real. Yeah, that's the projects. Like, people are starting to realize like the tech has more value than the current, in the end.
Yeah. And
yeah, I mean, speculate. I'm in this like Uniswap speculation aspect right now. It's like, oh my god, we're in shambles. Oh my god, 100x. It's hex. And they're like,
hex
another
like
hex.
The biggest scam. Like, I don't know anything about hex, but just reading basic things about hex, it just sounds like a scam. Like, oh, it's gonna go 100x's. It's like, okay.
It did. It was crazy. I got out way too early.
Hey, maybe I should have had some money in it, but just if you're just someone from the outside of it, what they say about it just sounds like a scam. No matter how much you love hex, just listen to what the hex people say about it, and you'll know what I mean.
Yeah, it's really scammy. It's all based on greed. There's no actual tech around it. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, the community around them are making the tech, and I get that. That's great. But it's all like proof of weekends and, staking, and not even a good staking. Like, yeah, proof of weekend staking, 10% in, 10% out kind of thing, and referral codes. And, it has its place for anyone that wants to be in the scam and know that someone's going to lose, But, yeah, I like proof of weekends to an extent, but I like staking.
Mm-hmm.
I like and that's what I liked about Polkadot. Like they have such great the staking and then the governance and the census or the consensus around it. Like there's a lot more than just you're staking your money and then someone's gonna lose. No, we're all winning.
Yeah.
Like and the stake is like 2 weeks. So if you unstake, you have to wait for a bit. And then you actually are part of a community, like an actual community with your voting and where Hex is just that. It's like shill everything, and that's why I have my shill report. I'm like shill report with next Uniswap, whatever. Like I don't even I'm not even getting into some of these projects. For a second, I was like, I took one down. I was like, I don't know if I want to, I don't want to look bad. Like if something goes bad here, but I'm just gonna bring it out and be like, these are things that are going on. You don't have to get into it, but if this is too scary, don't get into it. If it is, Hex 2T did 10 times. It's like I didn't think that. I wasn't in. I got 4 times my money or 5, and I was like, oh, all right. And then it went up like 10 more times. I'm like, fuck. All right, well,
it might be a scam, but if you can make money from it, hey.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I don't know how scammed I want to get or how far I'm going to get into winning on the scams. So.
As long as you get out before you're stuck in a pyramid scheme, you're good.
That's the problem. That's like arbitrage. Oh, man. That didn't do well. They took all our money. they took like $15,000 or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you guys are horrible. Like, and it was the, last centralized, pyramid scheme I was involved in. So I was like, I'm done, But it turned out, actually, I ended up using some of the money I gained from them to buy a piece of property. So I was like, not bad.
Yeah.
I spent like $8,000 on a piece of property, like a little tiny park. I own a tiny park somewhere.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's in the neighborhood. They're all like, just our park. I'm like, I actually own that. You guys don't know that now.
I'm actually still fairly new to crypto myself, so I'm.
Okay.
I think it's only been the last year or so that I've even been really looking into it, because I'm 21. I'm 22 right now. Sorry, not 21. So as Bitcoin was getting big, I still didn't have any money to buy it, so I saw that going up and down and be like, is this something I should get into? And then there's a guy at my work who ended up convincing me to buy some stuff. I was like, this is okay. I can see where this is going. And then I've recently started looking into staking as well, because I think that's probably the best way to move forward if I'm going to be actually increasing my money, rather than just relying on the speculation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Is staking is the highest amount of speculation, because it just draws in that people to be like, well, you can just print money, But depending on the staking mechanism, it's also sustaining the security aspect of the network, and if you're a node or master node or whatnot, it has has its own abilities. But when it comes to proof of work staking, it's well, unless you're going to be in there for at least 3 to 6 months, and that's assuming the price of that token is going to stay up, you're not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to lose a 10-20% of your stack, and yeah, that's the biggest thing. I get in early, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to get out, and I'm already okay, I'm selling at a profit, but I'm losing 10% of that, so it's okay, But this last little move I made, it was watching my Ethereum just go down. I'm like, oh my god, you went up. All right, I'm going to bed. And it's half that, 15 Ethereum turns into 5 overnight. I'm like, oh my god. But that to me, it's I gotta roll the dice. I gotta keep going. I have my Kusama, and there's ChainX. They're staking for Polkadot.
Mm-hmm.
Those are long-term projects. Those are built to the ground up, interoperability. They're going to be the light chains between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and Kusama is the canary network of Polkadot, the proving ground, they say, the testing, but it's mainnet. So but yeah, those are like long-term projects for developers and interoperability in general. So, but then yeah, I took I basically absorbed all my money from all the proof of weak hands projects. I was like, I'm gonna put it into another Uniswap project, and you know, yeah, Uniswap is coming up. Like, it's crazy. It's cool to see that you can see the liquidity, and you know, even if no one gets into it, like the value of seeing the numbers and actually being on chain, instead of just like, you know, centralized exchange where you can, like, you know, kind of try to arbitrage the value of whatever currency, and you know, and then they're like, oh, you can't deposit or withdraw because, you know, the price is huge fluctuation on centralized exchanges, and they realize it, and they're like, no. Like, oh, doesn't stop you in your tracks. I'm like, damn, man, you can make like, you know, 5% increase in your Bitcoin or something, you know, just small arbitrage. That's how it was like in like 2018, like, because the price of Bitcoin was just down, like just gradually going to 3,000 at that point. There was a lot of arbitraging to be done, so it was kind of nice. But there was this scam, ICO scams, like 2017 and 18, and that was just, oh man, that I got wrecked from that. Like, I can make 1,000%.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll go well.
Like, yeah, pulling on my green string, bro. Like, you're promising paradise, and I haven't seen it yet. So, and those went great, but the thing was getting out. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And being centralized, yeah, it was just, oh
Dog's
man,
gone again.
Dogs. All right. Anyways, I know I have to relocate. The projections here is in my house. I have like a studio outside.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, I'm setting up. So yeah, I bought a tiny house. So I was like, set that up. Yeah, I'm gonna use my office / studio.
Yeah, I'm in this very small bedroom. I physically cannot move this chair backwards. My bed is right behind me.
I mean, at least it's like, you know, just it's simple, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I like it, it's, you know. Where I'm like, should I go to my greenhouse or something? That's what I was like, oh, maybe I'll go to my greenhouse, but then my dogs will be like, wow. Well, yeah. Never mind. I'm gonna use someone's room in my house, but I'm like, whatever. Dogs will bark. I'll have to stop them at some point. But,
yeah. Mine doesn't start going off as well, because there's a yappy thing next door as well, and she sometimes likes to fight with that.
Oh. So yeah, so how long have you been in crypto?
I think I've been looking at it for a year and a half or so, but I don't think I bought anything really until about a year ago, I would say. So I'm still fairly new to it.
Alright. Like early 2019 or like mid?
I would say mid or so.
Yeah, that's when the plus token Ponzi sold out at the top of Bitcoin. 14,000. We're like, it's going up. And like, no, this is gradual. I'm like, what? And I didn't know what was happening. You know, I'm just like, yeah, Bitcoin's going up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like, gonna keep going up forever.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh no. But I've never been a Bitcoin maximalist at all. Yeah. Like, it's just for the greed. I feel like it's with gold 2.0 aspect, like it's for the old people, you know, like I need to transition my wealth to gold. Oh no, I'm gonna go into Bitcoin, and then, you know, I get it. It has like its ideology of sound money, but it's so clunky and so slow, and like, I guess if you want to equate it to gold, yeah, but it's not like your transition can be reversed, you know. Like,
well, if we're gonna talk about Bitcoin maximals, let's just bring it back to LBRY. You know, the reason that I brought you on the show. If we're gonna talk about prices going up, yeah, no, it's all good. That was perfectly fine. A few weeks back when the price went up from, what was it, like 2 cents up to 6 cents, everyone was going mental on the Discord and on like the actual LBRY video platforms. Well, every day they're like, it's hit 3 cents, it's hit 4 cents, it's hit 5 cents now. Oh my god, is it gonna hit 6 cents? And then
yeah. Yeah, I was making videos the whole way. I'm like, it's 4 cents and 5, and it's fun. That to be like right there on the forefronts of the price going up. Like, hey guys, this is it. We're gonna go to 10 cents. I actually, I don't think in any of my videos I was like 10 cents. I was just like as it was going.
Oh, there were a couple of people I saw who were like, LBC's going to $1. Like.
Everyone says that. They're like, dollar moon? Yeah, there's that one guy. He has like, it's like flames. It's like equal to $1. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know. I mean, in my mind, it is worth $1. Yes, it's worth more than $1. It has so much more value than money wise. But an actual value, yeah, I feel like $1 doesn't seem unreasonable. At some point.
Especially now that the platform's been getting better, it's been much easier to actually bring creators over. Early on, I was trying to bring people over, and it was difficult, because I saw it and I was like, oh, it's a cent, and you're going to get paid way less than you're going to be on YouTube. Oh, they're in here now.
Again, getting bombarded for saying. Alright, see you. Okay, anyways, yes. Sorry.
Right. It was difficult to bring creators over, especially with a lot of the early problems that were happening on the platform as well. There was like, oh, people really couldn't watch videos, and you're hardly getting paid anything for videos, especially before view tips. I joined, I think, the month before view tips started. So, yeah, so
that's new.
It was actually pretty bad before that point, because you would get basically nothing from uploading videos, because no one had any LBC, so...
Oh, okay.
I think they used to have view tips, and they cancelled them, and they brought them back, and I joined just before they brought them back at this current time.
Oh, yeah, it's just like, how are these, like, previous content creators have so much LBC? Besides if they bought it?
Back when, some of the early guys were doing it, it was 1 to 100.
Oh, it was like Bitcoin mining here, like 50 Bitcoins at a time. Like, yeah, I'm like looking at Richard Harris coaching. I'm like, man, he has like over 1 million, starting out. And then it's like, okay, now Bombards has 1.5. And,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, this is great. But yeah, having no view tips was like,
It definitely hurts when they break.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, Jiggy Tom, help, please. He's like, it's the blockchain, They'll come back. I'm like, oh man, I'm like $10, $20 less here today, or someday.
Mine, I get a lot of view tips, but I can't even imagine what you're getting, because I think mine, before the view tip halving, I was on about 15,000, 16,000.
Oh yeah, before, I was on the road to making about 100. Yeah, as a test, I made 10,000 the first 3 days of this month, and then they did that halving. I was like, I'm gonna have to really pump out videos. like, damn it!
I have been. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just like, yeah, that it really puts a drag on things, but it's okay. It's
Oh no, the thing is, it's still above YouTube monetization. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I've been trying to work out what the numbers actually changed to. So they did halve the actual view tips, but I wanted to see if it would actually be an effective halving on the actual amount you get per month. It seems to be roughly an effective halving. So whatever you're making last month, you're going to be on whatever half of that is. So mine's about 7,500, 8,000-ish.
Yeah, I'd probably make the average without really excessively, I think it was 50,000 I was making. Yeah, I made 56. I made 56, I believe, this month just on tips, and then all the extra like content creator bonuses, and it was like I got both the 3,000 and 4,000 the same month.
For anyone who's listening who's not a LBRY guy, this is 56,000 tokens, not dollars.
Yeah, 56,000 tokens. Yeah, dollars.
A token's about 3 cents right now, so not $56,000, but that's still a lot.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's like a job. I'm like, I'm getting paid like $2,000-3,000 a month, and this is fantastic. I don't know how they do it on YouTube. You know, they're like, oh, we make $5,000, but they have like millions of views. I'm like, well, you know, in my mind, 10,000 views is like 100,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, so
I can't talk for bigger channels, but I'm on 6,700 on YouTube right now, and last month I made $150.
I mean, that's pretty good for, I mean, not that many followers. Like,
yeah, it's. I also do pump out videos every single day though.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's where it's like I come out with like 5 today. You know, not today.
Yeah, I know you upload way too much. Like, if you uploaded on, I think that's why YouTube wouldn't like you. They don't like if you do any more than 1 video a day. You upload,
really?
Yeah. If you do more than 1 video a day, your channel will get punished for it. There's lots of weird algorithm things on YouTube like that, because what happens is people are less likely to watch a second video that day. I don't know why it's like that, but you kind of get pushed down the algorithm if you upload too much.
Oh, okay. So that's where you would want like a second channel. Or
yes, that's why I have this podcast channel.
Oh, this is on YouTube too?
It's on YouTube and on... Actually, yeah, it's YouTube and LBRY right now. So LBRY uploads first. I'm only on 100 subs on YouTube with this channel.
Oh, great. So you can sync it from LBRY to YouTube, right?
I'm not doing it just yet, but I will be doing that because Jiggy did send me through the links about it.
Yeah, I need to talk to him more about that.
Yeah, if you just send him a message about it, he'll probably let you in because obviously one of the bigger channels. So I'm sure he'll be perfectly fine letting you join it. But I guess you will kind of be stress testing it with how many videos you upload.
I'm fine. I don't expect YouTube to be any of importance to me.
Oh no, I mean you're gonna stress test the LBRY to YouTube sync.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, as I seen that, and I'm like, I don't have anything on YouTube really, so I was like, YouTube, the LBRY was kind of nonsense to me. Like, oh, I have 3 videos. Like, I had other videos, but it was more of just like, I freestyle rap or like I make beats. You know, I was like, oh yeah, I make beats, and then that doesn't go so far.
So you were making content before you came to LBRY, then?
Yeah, I made beats and just mostly beats, and then kind of freestyle rap. I'm not that great. Like, I'm okay.
Oh, you're getting better than I am. I guarantee it.
Oh.
That's not a very high bar, though.
Yeah, I'm not really trying to expect too much, but I figured, at some point I'll branch out. Be like, oh, I make beats too, and do all these other things. I'm not just some crypto guy, but I do want to become like one of the first like good, like okay crypto rappers, like on LBRY.
Is that a segment that has a lot of people in it?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I say I'm the best because I'm the only one.
Right? Well, there's a couple. There's a guy from there's no one that's specific crypto rap. They rap and then they make a song about crypto.
Right. Okay.
There's a difference, Like, I want to be like strictly crypto rap. Like, so I thought that would be pretty cool. But incorporate LBRY or something in there. Like, I thought that would be nice. But yeah, so LBRY. Let's talk about LBRY.
Yes, let's talk about LBRY. How did you make your way over to this platform? Because the way I got here, basically, I'll give my story first.
Okay.
So I basically just got like harassed by MH and Brendan in my comment section until I joined the platform. They found my channel and were like, hey, you should come check out LBRY. Hey, you should come check out LBRY. Hey, you should come check out LBRY. I was like, okay, I'll check out your stupid platform. And I went over there. I was like, oh, Minute Physics is here. 3 Blue, 1 Brown. Tim Paul. How did I not know about this platform already? What's going on? And like, there was all of these channels and like Brian Lunduk and a bunch of other channels I already knew about. I'm like, why is no one talking about this? Because as soon as like those people started joining BitChute, everyone started shilling it, but no one mentioned anything about LBRY. I joined just before the wave of a bunch of people talking about it. Like, I was riding that wave as that was happening. And judging by when you said you joined, you would be roughly around the same time, yeah?
Yeah, December. Yeah, actually, was it Trevon James, actually? Mm-hmm. He was talking about in his videos, like, I've been following him for the last year, or two years at this point. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm making crypto videos over there, and then checked it out. I'm like, this is great. Like, this is some new stuff. And it was still, like, in December, it was still, like,
we were at a 7% back then, weren't we?
The what?
The LBC. It was a 7th of a cent, wasn't it?
7th of a cent. Oh, in December?
Roughly.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even pick up any at that time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm like, oh, now it's like 3 cents.
Yeah, I put $300 in it at that point, so that's how I got most of my start.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I picked it up after it went down this last time. And, not the time before.
Yeah. Anyway.
At the lowest amount. But anyways, yeah, so, yeah, I heard he was talking about it. I'm like, this is great. You know, I have a lot of crypto content that not a lot of people are paying attention to, like Polkadot and like this whole wave interoperability blockchains, and yeah, it just worked out. But yeah, yeah, it wasn't like as smooth, and you know, and then I seen some of the people like the AI or Al. He's like, he just makes videos of him cooking. And I'm like, really? Like, I can do anything at this point. I can, you know, I'm filming my dog play fetch and my fire I'm burning in my backyard, like crypto in the garden, like, you know, so like I can just put up literally anything, and then anything with crypto behind it's going to give me traction at first and kind of go down the line. But
yeah, you do have that benefit. You can just, it's being called Crypto Hustler, you can just stick your name on anything, people will click it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've been like, you know, working on this name for a while, like for the last year or so, and then pop up in some random chat rooms or on Telegram or wherever. Like, yeah, I'm Crypto Hustler. They're like, yeah, this guy. And now I actually have some, like, you know, some clout. Like, hey, I'm actually a content creator, guys. See me on LBRY. They're like, it doesn't count. I'm like, come on, it does. It's not really, you know.
It's getting closer to counting. More people are joining.
Super close. Like, I mean, the people, you know, my family are finally trying to. So I'm like, come on, just watch me. You know, it's like they haven't seen any of my videos. They're like, it's not YouTube. Like, come on. Or they see me on YouTube, or not that, but like anybody. They're like, oh, you have like 16 subscribers. Like, you're nobody. Like, yeah, that's the one thing about like. It was like in the chat rooms here on Discord. I'm like, hey, it's Crypto. You know, not necessarily who I am, but like, hey, can I get some help? And they're like, no, you're no one. I'm like, do you know who I am?
Yeah, that's so, like, I think with me, because I'm always like helping out in the Discord, everyone recognizes me there. But when you pop up, even people who should know who you are, who like either work for the team or are people who are managing that Discord, when they just like, oh, stop asking for help. Like, you do know this is like the 7th biggest creator on the platform. He is the biggest LBRY first creator. What do you like? How do you not know who this person is? Like, it's your job to know who this person is.
Yeah, I mean, I try to put my time into getting to know everyone. Like, you know, I don't know all the devs, but you know, still working on that.
No need to throw any names out there, but there's a couple of people in that Discord who probably shouldn't have as much power as they should, or as much power as they do.
I agree. They're just, yeah. I'm like, oh, you know, my rewards are stopping. Like, please help me. And they're like, get out of here. You don't need help.
Stop asking about rewards. Like,
yeah, they're like, maybe it's your fault. I'm like, no, it's not. I didn't do anything wrong. Like, there's no DCMA like strikes on me. There's no like, hey, you have some infringement on your accounts. Like, I get that if that's, you know, copyright, but no, I don't. You know, like, you know. Yeah, they're just attacking on that.
Stop saying anything about rewards. Just you're not allowed to talk about them. That is one of the things that has been annoying me. Like, there are some changes that have happened very, like, literally today. I don't know if you saw it. There was a blog post that LBRY posted I think like an hour before this, an hour before we started recording. Fuck, I can't say words. Did you see the latest blog post from LBRY?
I haven't, no.
I will send it to you because they're finally addressing the problem with rewards, and addressing the problem with it not being a long-term solution.
Right, yeah.
I should have saved the link to it.
Yeah.
Where is it? Oh.
That's what Thomas always says that. I'm like, hey, rewards. He's like, yeah, it's not going to be forever. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's obviously nonsense. You're going to have a reward system.
Yeah, how do we do it? Expect everyone to give us tips? Like, I get that, but high expectation.
Where is it? Where is it? Future of monetization and creative view rewards. So, how do I do this? There we go. Cool. And I can show this on the screen because we have the technology. So, basically, they're talking about what's happening currently with the view tips, and there's a big talk about what the actual end state of LBRY is, which I think is something they haven't been addressing at all. They've just been like, nope, when rewards are over, we're not telling you what's happening then. You're just going to have to find out when it happens. But they're finally talking about what they're actually doing. So their end state is viewers buying content, which, fine, I can accept that. Fans donating. Sure, we're going to keep the tip system. Don't have a problem with that. A membership system like you'd see on like YouTube or something like Twitch. Badges, things like that. So you could sell, I guess, like, you know how Twitch has their subscription system and you can get like special emojis and whatever. You could have like some way to sell that. And also advertisements, so when users don't want to pay. Which I think is something that is going to be really, really important. Because as you said, you can't really rely on the tipping system when you don't have that income in the platform.
Yeah, it's going to be a stretch, like assuming people are wanting to have like some subscription aspect. I mean, I don't know.
Obviously, the current reward system can't last in the state it's in. They're just hemorrhaging money.
Yeah.
Especially as the platform gets bigger, they're going to hemorrhage even more.
Yeah, it's going to be half of a half. You can get like 0.5 LBC for every... like, that's all right.
I wouldn't complain about that if we go back up to 6 cents.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is, like, it still has that space for value. So, and the more, intrinsic value and less a cut on the supply, then yeah, it's going to go up. So
a big thing I did want to talk about in this was the sketch of a new reward system. Basically, what they want to do is, instead of just having an infinite supply of LBC that could be given out every week, they want to have a fixed pool. So, like a lot of other platforms do that as well. A lot of them base it off of like the mining pool. But I guess what they're going to do is base it off of the number of verified views, and then split that up amongst, obviously, the creators who get more verified views per week, which I think is definitely better than being like in the current state. If I was to upload a video to LBRY and it just got like 100,000 verified views, like, obviously that should be rewarded, but if that happened multiple times, that would very, very quickly eat up the rewards pool. And I think they see that.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. Would be more distributed. That's important to give everyone a fair chance. And that that goes with like me, like being able to not just me, but LBRY being able to allocate supports and more for the platform. I think that's a good thing. Like, it has more long-term solutions.
Obviously, we're not going to see like we saw early on with, I think with the previous version of the rewards, it was like a 10x YouTube monetization or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
Which obviously is not sustainable.
No. Like, I get it, like, to really get us to start using the platform and like draw in that. And yeah, I mean, anyone that was early on really won on getting that amount of LBC, but yeah, it's like, it's not sustainable. Like, it's, I don't know when this is gonna end for the tipping, or not tipping, but the rewards program. But
well, they're supposedly at 70% of the allocated pool for rewards. So,
yeah.
And what did they say they've given out this month? I know they gave a number. So last month they spent 3.5 million, and the total pool is 300 million. So if that just stayed at what it currently is, that would last a while, but it is growing, and that's the problem. So I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the year they were giving out 10 million LBC per month, which is very much not sustainable. Because that would only be 3 years.
Yeah, like, that seems like a lot. Like, I mean, what's the supply is like a billion-ish?
For the rewards pool, they'd allocated 300 million for that.
Oh, yeah, it ain't gonna last long.
Yeah, no.
Wow. Yeah, they got, no less than 3 years.
Which, if they didn't end up doing something to replace it, there's a lot of other platforms that are happy to swoop in and take LBRY's place. All of them are just waiting for the rewards pool to dry up. Like, you got platforms like Steem, you've got platforms like BitTube, who are all just like, hey, LBRY, can your rewards pool run out? Because we will take your spot now.
Yeah, I mean, BitTube just doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't have it for me. Steem it, the back scratcher trail, like, I
don't think it's a good platform. Well, Steem, my problem is it has 5 passwords, which automatically means that no one outside of crypto is going to use it.
I know, right? It's like, oh, use your active password, use your private key, and whatever, owner key. Like, I'm like, what?
That's way too technical for most people. No one's going to use that. It's cool. It's certainly cool. It's secure, but you have to, I guess, give up a certain level of security to make a platform that people actually can really use.
Yeah, that's what I like LBRYs. Like, they're platform first and blockchain second when it comes to, like, coming out with the idea of having a platform to be utilized for consumer base. And that's where people don't have to learn about blockchain so much. With like Hive and Steem, it's like, oh yeah, let me.
You got your Steem power, and you got these 5 keys, and that's already too much.
Yeah, it was like, let me power down for the next 8 weeks. It's gonna take me 2 months to get my Steem back. Like, this sucks. Then we have like Justin Sun trying to like control the whole.
There's also that. That also doesn't help.
It's like, let me get everybody I know to take all the Steem, and then we're gonna allocate it to become like the whatever person. I forgot who they were. They were like they forked it and became Hive, and I was like, well, that's great for people that had a large quantity of Steem, and but there's a lot of people that were not, like, they didn't let them get transitioned over because they liked certain, like, whoever was a part of the Justin Sun's people. Like, some people were like unfairly like put in this category just because they liked one of the people that defected or something, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I get it if it was like, one of Justin Sun's people, and like it clearly was trying to fight against the community, then I get that. But yeah, everybody else just went over the Hive, and I'm like, Hive is like the same thing. I'm sure there's like a back scratcher and whatever trail. Like, I was like, oh yeah, you have to get so much Steem and so much whatever, and then you follow whoever back scratcher. I don't know how it works. It's what is it? It's not proof of stake. It's delegated proof of stake, DPoS, I believe. Like, I like nominated proof of stake is a lot better. You get to nominate validators instead of just like, it's just like so confusing with the delegated proof of stake. I still don't really get how it works.
I think this is the problem with a lot of the crypto platforms. They put too much of the crypto first.
Yeah. It's way too techy for like mass adoption, and then like
for all the criticisms I have of LBRY and their user interface, they do hide away a lot of the crypto stuff. Like staking, the staking's pretty much the only really crypto-y thing that you need to know about. Anything else you can kind of just ignore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tips you don't even need to know about crypto. It's like, I have this token, and like platforms like Twitch have already gotten people used to donating tokens, so that's not even really that weird for people.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that works. Yeah, to me, having some type of token, like, it's like buying some Pepsi where it says, hey, you want to earn Pep coin? Like, is this a crypto? Or, like, this is not a crypto. Like, sweat coin. All right, I'm going to walk everywhere now. Yeah, so, yeah, I do enjoy that. It's not so, like, put in your face, like, this is crypto, and this is, volatile price, and, like, even though we all, like, I still...
Yeah, obviously, if you're going to be a content creator, you need to at least keep that in your mind, but as, like, a regular viewer, you could like, install LBRY on someone's computer, like, on your mum's computer, and be like, here, this is LBRY, you can watch videos in here, and she doesn't need to know a single thing about LBRY. She doesn't need to know a single thing about crypto. You can just click on a video, the video plays, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah, it's like Brave browser. I just have everyone connected to my content creator or whatever account. I'm like, yeah, donate at least 10 to 20 bats to my account. I'm like, I'll just take all your bats, just keep watching videos and keep going to unsecured websites so you can get more ads.
The problem is that there's a slight problem I have with BAT. And, okay, so BAT obviously brought a lot of people who had no idea about crypto into crypto. But the problem is they brought them all into the Ethereum network, and now all of these people think that everything is an Ethereum token. And I don't know if you're paying attention to the LBRY Discord. Every other day, someone's like, hey, can we get MetaMask support for LBC? It's like, it's not an Ethereum token. No.
No, I noticed that anything that's built on Bitcoin does have ability to have even more value. And LBC is built on Bitcoin, like, so, like, Dash and, like, who is the other one? Like, I think Dash is the only other one that I know of that is doing good. Wait, there's Particle, which is a similar to Monero. They have Ring CT transactions. So yeah, anything that seems like all built on Bitcoin like has more long-term value in those senses outside of Ethereum. Where Ethereum's just kind of like, oh, what's another layer solution aspect, or greed essentially, or like Uniswap liquidity.
I think the thing that Ethereum has is it has that tech stack, and that's probably what's going to keep it alive and keep it around.
Yeah, that's where like the Polkadot, like the creator, he was the original creator of Ethereum. And he created Polkadot, and it's like he's gonna bring over everything from Ethereum, like all the clients. So it's gonna be pretty easily transitioned to, and then just pretty much absorb all the DeFi space. It's kind of like, it seems like the long-term solution, but things like Chainlink are gonna kind of, having those off-chain Oracle solutions like that. There's not a lot of excuse me. There's not a lot of competitors in that space, the Oracle solution. So Chainlink is pretty much the only one that I've seen, but they're still built on Ethereum. To me, is just like, are they going to break away and have their own blockchain, or are they just going to have this second layer solution aspect that Ethereum 2.0 is like this high, like this idea that doesn't seem like it's going to ever exist. Like it's like, oh, $2 transaction fees for a small transaction, like sending an NFT somewhere. Like this is crazy. Like I can't even do anything anymore on Ethereum. Yeah, I can't do anything. I can't even play any DApp. I'm spending like $20 to do just like a couple things. I'm like, just to speed it up too. I'm like, oh, the speed up is $2 more.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, I just don't understand that. Like are they really trying to get the second layer solution or the Ethereum 2.0? And how's that transition going to be? You know, like having that transition as an airdrop, or not many people are going to be able to do this like very fluidly. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, now it's Ethereum 2.0. There's no direct upgrade. Like the way they built it, and that's the reason why the co-creator of Ethereum did go into Polkadot, because there was no scaling solution. It was just like, this is it, and that's that, and it should have been already. He said that it should have been accomplished by 2016, like the Ethereum 2.0, but it's not anywhere near the I seen. I mean, they keep saying, hey, June, July, whatever. I don't know. Just another, speculation, speculation, aspect. Like, oh, we can have staking. Like, I've been staking for years. Like that's nothing new. Like, it might be more, bona fide in that aspect. Like it's Ethereum. It has its place, but how long is it going to take to get there, and how well is everyone going to transition to that? Like that, to me, that transitional period. And people might lose billions of dollars, millions.
That's the big problem that you're going to have there. If you're going to have that massive loss of money, wouldn't they just want to keep the old one alive?
Yeah, they're going to have the old one, but the way it is like the sharding is going to be, direct, or just like how Polkadot is like a parachain, so. Like all the TPS here, and then some of the TPS over here, and hopefully transition everything over. But it seems like they're pretty much doing what Polkadot is. They're making it so if they're going to do it like how Polkadot is, then the transition shouldn't be too hard. You do like a call. You put your private key, and then you do a call to your accounts, and then you do like a signing transaction. So it doesn't seem too hard if it's that easy, but I don't know. They might not have that. They might have like, oh, this is your address, and they're like, oh, it's one digit off, and they're like, oh, I sent $1 million to the wrong address. Sorry, you can't get your money back. It's a new world. Okay.
Lord. If we bring it back to, sorry. If you have anything else, we can bring it back to the library, or we can keep going with what you're saying. It doesn't matter. It's cool.
Yeah.
If you had anything else to say on that, we can. If you had anything like closing statement on that.
Oh no.
Nothing. Okay, cool. No. The other thing I wanted to talk about was an experiment that's been going on LBRY Android. I'm sure you know this one. The paid comments.
Oh yeah. I haven't used it actually. The Android app to me is it's still.
It needs to be better, but it's better than the old version.
Yeah,
no question about
agree.
that. It's just not there yet.
No, yeah. Like every time I have people download it, they're like, "Why does it say it's running in the background?" I'm like, "It's loading up all the videos," but then. You try to load up your wallet or like try to post a comment, and it's like it takes forever. Like, oh man! And then I don't know how the Android is, but I know like if you use the desktop, like you try to post a comment like within a second or two, and it's like, oh, you can't. Error. I'm like, I can't even respond to people's comments within a timely manner. Like, I have to respond to like 1 or 2 comments, and then I have to come back like in the day, or later that day. But yeah, I haven't tried too much.
So if anyone who hasn't really doesn't really know what's going on, sorry, I was cutting you off. I really hate working with online video calls. It's such a pain, especially when like you're so far away. So you've got that really high ping. It's just a massive pain to deal with. Anyway, the point I was gonna say was, now I don't remember the point.
It's on commenting.
Commenting. I cut you off for no reason. I'll see if I can remember. Go with what you're saying.
Oh no, I wasn't cut off. I said.
Oh, you were already done.
Yeah. commenting.
Come on, this is great content.
Cost of LBC for commenting.
I've lost it. Anyway, we'll just move on from that. So I think right now the cost of commenting is pegged to 25 cents. Last time I checked.
What?
Yeah. Which is insane. And people have called... I think they might have reduced it, but when they first brought it in, it was pegged to 25 US cents. Which is too much. No. Is way too much.
I thought it was like 2. I believe it's 2 LBC. Maybe
Initially, it was 8 LBC for some people.
Oh, well.
No.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, definitely not. I'm definitely not a fan of that. I think they have lowered it, but people are saying just make it like 0.1 or something.
Yeah, exactly. That seems fair.
What some people were saying was this is just going to be Bitcoin Pizza 2.0.
Yeah, like, hey,
I paid LBC to post a comment. I paid LBC to post a comment. It's like, oh, that's like $3,000 now.
Oh my god, that price of LBC, man, I don't even think about that.
Man, I'm long gone from LBC, but by the time it hits 3,000, I don't care what happens to the platform. I'm selling out and living on an island somewhere if it hit that much.
I would sell a good stack, but I would like to still be a content creator in some fashion.
Yeah, it would probably be fun to do that, but yeah, I would stop caring about life at that point. Like, I don't care. I'm good. I'm good for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I'd make 1 video a day. Not like 5 or 6.
Oh yeah, no, you cutting back is just cutting back to a normal amount of content creation. It's crypto the garden. A weekly crypto in the garden, like daily. One of my vegetables that grew like they can grow more, but whatever. But yeah, anyway, paid comments.
So yeah, paid for comments, I feel like, it should be a very low amount. Just that very small entry would be ideal. And give the ability for the platform to grow in price if that's the case. Mm-hmm. But yeah, giving up 8 at a time or 2, I believe it is 2 now, but I haven't.
Okay, they might have lowered it to then.
But yeah, even then, it's like, unless you've already been using the platform, you don't want to give up 2 LBC.
Unless you're a content creator, 2 LBC is actually still a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to lose 2 LBC or 8 or, at any time, but I do want to give it to the right people. And
I presume when you do actually pay for a comment, it does go to the creator, so it's sort of like a tip. Which I guess is, that's fine. If you're going to tip anyway, then you can tip and a comment, but personally, I would like it if it was entirely up to the creator. If I want to peg it at 25 cents, let me peg it to 25 cents. If I want to turn comments off, let me turn comments off. If I want to make it a 10,000 LBC so no one can comment except for the richest people who want to donate a massive amount, I want to be able to do that, but I want to see the creator be in control of what actually happens with the comment pricing if we're going to do that. Nice.
Yeah, that sounds great. That way you can get the people that are like, follow me. I'm like, well, you pay me 1,000 LBC. Maybe I should follow you. This guy got money. It's like, no followers, but wants me to follow him? All right. Or not necessarily followers, but no content. When they're just like, follow me. Yeah, I think that's great. That gives you the option to like really be more versatile on, certain aspects. And it gives everybody the flexibility. And then that's what, in my mind, is what LBRY is offering us, that flexibility. So having, I don't want anyone to comment on this specific video. Or
you might have some reason why you don't want comments on it. Maybe it's some politically sensitive video and you just don't want to start a fight in the comment section.
Exactly. I think that's fair. That's what YouTube, it'd be like, like YouTube in that aspect, but at the same time,
YouTube will turn your comment section off sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. That's for a person like me that's like just viewing. So I'm like, hey, I don't want to comment on here, but yeah, that's great. I think that's a great idea. Like, if they are not working on that, I would hope that you are.
I
talking
also
to
hope
them.
they're working on just general comment moderation. Like, I want to be able to delete comments. I want to be able to blacklist certain words. Like, if I don't want people speaking about certain things in my comment section, I should, be able to actually put that in there. Because there's some people who have histories that people don't want to mention at this point. For example, Trevon, as you brought up earlier, any chance people mention BitConnect. Same with Artie.
Yeah, yeah, he is. That's unfortunate for him. Like,
yeah, that's going to be attached to him forever. No matter what he does for the rest of his life, he is one of the BitConnect shills.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Like, I think he's grown a lot since then, but yeah, luckily I wasn't around at that point for that to be affecting me, so I don't have that perspective. But I get it, But yeah,
I get why people would be
ability,
annoyed about it for sure.
yeah, I mean, having that ability to blacklist words and be able to delete comments, like I want that. Like,
yeah, have you seen the new way people are doing follow for follow? I don't know. I don't know how much you pay attention to your comment section, but
sort of.
So people have stopped doing follow for follow for the most part. What they're doing now is they'll say some like nice message, but they'll make it a link to their invite link.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, I don't even respond to anyone like that. Like, if we were like, great content or whatever, I'm like, yeah, beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's like, follow me and, oh no, click on my account to get an invite. I'm like, come on.
It has slowed down now that we're getting pretty harsh about who we're letting in.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed the other day there was that, it was like Jancore 73. Like, they had like 40,000 like subs in like 2 weeks or something. I'm like, this is not real. Like, I seen that before with a couple people, and then they created that.
If I can bring up that, economics.
Yeah, they what was that? It was some algorithm they had, and then they were able to just take off all the people that were like gaming the system. So
yeah, it's not. Like, doesn't look like it's there anymore. But yeah, that was that channel with like I think 100 views, 100 LBC, and like 40,000 subscribers. Like, come on.
I'm like, this guy's number 3 already. Like, no way. Like, I'm working my butt here, to get to the top.
Wait, is this? Wait, okay, no, this person has a lot of LBC. There's someone that has 11 views, 9,800 subscribers, but they also have 700,000 LBC. So, they could just have a channel that has no videos on it and then just boosted it up to the top of trending.
Oh, okay.
But you have 700,000 LBC, so you can probably do a lot of stuff with that.
Yeah, great. That's how I started. I mean, I get it.
But it's definitely much cleaner than when I first started. That I say this and okay. So I found another one. This one 1,600 LBC. Okay. 5,800 followers. Okay. 414,000 views.
Yeah, that's where they game the system, You can just refresh the page. I mean, I get that, like, but you don't get paid the LBC, That's the biggest thing. It's like you can refresh it to get views but you won't get paid. Like, so what's the point, really? Yeah, I get it. It looks good on paper.
If we go back to one of the earlier topics, when we were talking about the ad monetization, I hope they do address that early on and make it so you have to actually watch the ad, rather than just be like, you see a half a second of it, refresh, half a second, refresh, half a second, refresh.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But they did say they want to take a while to get it implemented. They're not going to be rushing it out. So I hope they do actually take that into consideration.
Yeah, not a lot of people know about that, but yeah, you can really game the system with the views. I did a little bit of like refreshing to get some of the early on, but not too much. Like, I knew if I just did it too much, it's like I don't gain anything out of it. Like, I want organic growth, so it's nice that when they did filter out all the people, they're like, oh, CryptoHustler is doing great, like he's actually someone that didn't game the system to get to the point. So it's nice being recognized. That was part of part of the cut. I was like, oh, okay. You guys realize I'm not like gaming the system with like these crazy ass like what was that, Venezuela? There was the one that was called Venezuela, and it was like way up there.
Yeah.
I was like, Venezuela. Here's well, I get it. You know, they're having some oppression from their government. I guess if somebody named Venezuela popped up, they're like, that's the guy we should all follow. Okay,
but I think it did help that you were actually pumping out content, and you were like, a lot of it back then was like the crypto updates, but you were actually a person who was doing it. It wasn't just like, here's a picture of the graph. What's the graph gonna do? It was like, okay, here's the graph, here's where it's going, here's my thoughts on it. And you're actually like putting some effort into it, rather than the people who just repost just nothing. It's like, oh, here's the graph. Like, yep, I can see the graph, thank you for that. I didn't need you to tell me about that.
You just give me a link. You give me like a commentary just on the below description, like, this is the graph for today. Yeah, that's why I'm like, to get the daily library report, like, hey, this is the price, as well as my, what's going to happen possibly, or whatever, like, I'm not the best at charting, like, I'm still working on it, but you can see trends, and you can see, like, the price is going to dip and go up, or, whatever, so it's nice to be able to have that ability to see it happen, and I'm able to buy some dips, actually, and it works with everything, so, but yeah, where are we? Price of LBC? Okay, so content.
Content, yeah.
Yeah, so, it was nice to be able to just, like, just have more of a character behind, everything crypto. Like, it seems like, there's just, like, not a lot of, pizzazz. There's, not everyone, obviously. It's just, there's just like a lot of the like same kind of narrative, like, oh, this is crypto and this is worth a bunch of money, and then that's it. It's like, that doesn't mean anything like today. It might mean something in a month or a year or 2 or 20. But to really be adaptive and very versatile, like, you got to create more personable content that reaches your audience, and that ability to just do it and not worry about the production. It's like, I'm working on minimal production here too. So it's like, I can be in a rural country and still be killing it. Like,
it might look like I have something nice set up. Like, I just frame my shot really well. Like, there's some stuff on the floor over there and stuff on the floor over here. I just know how to put my webcam in a spot where it looks like everything's nice and neat.
Yeah. Mom's like, always stuff here. Like, it's gonna be better. It's gonna be better.
I think that wall's too boring. I need something on it, but I'm in a rental place right now. I don't want to damage the wall. When I get my own place, it's going to be maybe not high production value, but at least it's going to look interesting back there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It'd be like some message or something. Like, I know, like, was it like CryptoLark? He has stuff like that where you'll have like whatever in the background. So it's like, someone, you can put like something in the background, like a message, and then like you don't even say it. It's like, whoa, what's going on? So yeah, in the future for me, I want to actually start like incorporating with like the news channel aspect for the library, daily library report, and then kind of maybe at the end like highlight certain specific content creators, and or even like kind of like a talk show with like music at the end, like, oh, this artist, check out this artist, because I really am like a big hip hop head. Like, I really like hip hop and stuff, but also just music in general. So it'd be nice to like incorporate like people that are more linguistic on their rapping than just like, oh, this is cool, sounds great, but or just people that are like making music or content creator. Yeah, just kind of highlighting people instead of just being the support your fellow content creators or the shout outs I do, people have been reaching out, so it's pretty cool, like.
I did see that last one you did where you boosted up someone's channel, and I saw in the video how many subs he had. Then I went and looked at the channel how many he had then, and it's like, oh, it's gone up like over 1,000 subs. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's my goal. Is like if they're under 1,000, like I want them to be at least 1,000.
You got to boost up the bottom line for the top 200 channels. It's too low. We need it to be at like 5 or 10,000.
Yeah, exactly. I can probably help with that too. So
I'm doing my part. I can bring people up a little bit. I can't do anywhere near as much as you do, though.
Well, how many subs you have?
I've got 9,700 on my main channel, almost 6,000 on the podcast channel.
Nice. Yeah, because you have the Tech Over Tea.
Yes, that's where this one's going up. Yep.
Okay, yeah. I enjoy that, actually.
Yeah, my main channel is just Brody Robertson. That's all Linux stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I just last 2 months I've been using Linux Mint.
I did notice in your videos you are on Mint.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's nice.
Yeah, I'm an Arch guy myself.
Arch, okay. I didn't. I was just like Ubuntu. Mint seemed okay, but yeah, I don't know.
No reason not. Like, they're all basically the same. If you want to put the effort into it, you can turn basically anything into anything. If you want to use Linux and you put the effort into it, there's nothing stopping you doing that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I just know some of the sudos don't work in Mint. I think. I just try to copy and paste them and like, nope.
You might have some missing programs or something.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm still learning Linux. Like I've been working on Apple because I distribute electronics. Like I work on laptops and stuff. So I've been working on like Apple Unix base for like 12 years now. But Linux itself, like I've been off and on for about a couple of years because I use VPSs, so I'll use like a virtual private server and then.
Oh yeah, you're forced to learn Linux basically. Then, like, no one's running Windows servers.
Yeah, you use Windows. It was so expensive. Like, why even have the interface? Like, what's the point? I'm running a script and then it just pops up with the program, just like it would be the same if I had a Windows based. Without the GUI or whatever. Yeah, to me it's not necessary, and it's a huge expense when it comes to the difference between a Linux server and a Windows server. It's like exponentially expensive. like I was able to rent some VPS for Linux for I think like $10 for like 4-core 8 gig, and then you do like a Windows version. It's like almost $100. Like 200 maybe. Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. But not to get too far off topic, I'm trying to bring up some more LBRY.
This podcast, I pretend like it's a tech podcast, but it's really not.
Okay, I'm just like, oh, should we talk about LBRY more?
Like I've done videos where I talk about retail for half an hour and how shit working retail is.
So my girlfriend just got a job at retail, and now it's like she has to wear a mask. So like, just it's so absurd. like we went to get ordered food earlier, and they're like, "You can't get it. You can't even come inside unless you have a mask." I'm like, "We're literally picking up food. Like, this is all we're doing. We're just." Here, like, I don't know your aspects on that, but
Australia's I don't know about you guys, but in Australia, people have been taking it way too seriously, and we've basically not had anything happen. We had 7,000 cases, and we've basically stopped now. Because the good thing about Australia is that everyone is sort of naturally social distance. Like everyone drives a car. Everyone lives so far apart from each other. Unless you're, like, in the city centres, you don't really have that much interaction with people, obviously, unless you go to the supermarket. But it's not like people... not like in the UK or in some of the big cities in the US where everyone's on the train or something like that. You don't really have that here. So we didn't really have, like, such a massive pandemic like some places did.
Huh, yeah, I mean, here it just... Like, we've been home for 3 months. Like, I mean, I've been social distancing for years in general.
Nothing changed for me.
Nothing's changed for me. I'm always out home.
Stop coming to class. It's like, okay, I didn't do that for the past 4 years anyway.
Yeah, so should I be sick now or later? I'm not sure how it works. My answer is like, the cure for COVID's protests. So, like, I've seen some publication about UK, and they're like asking officers, so we can protest, but we're not sick, or
No.
they're just like, so you're not going to stop me now? Like, they were just so confused. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that, to me, I don't, people have their ideas, but I don't.
It's certainly helping the people who say it's not a real thing when people are allowed to go out and protest, but they're not allowed to go to church.
I know, right? And church. Did you see the video where it's like COVID-19, COVID-19, the church sermon?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it is. He's a real priest or whatever. But then he did that. They did like that meme video, and it's like, that's him. Like, he really believes he could just like fight off COVID. Like, go to hell, COVID. Like, oh my god. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, that to me, it just seems like such a deterrent. But at the same time, it's like, in my business of selling electronics, like, it's spiked up a lot, and also the prices of laptops went up. Like, I was able to sell laptops for like $50 to $100 more.
If you wanted to, crypto wasn't the thing you should have bought. You should have bought webcams, because they shot up like 300%. Like, the webcam I'm using is like a C920 Pro. It's $100. People were selling it for like $300-400 on eBay because there just weren't any. So you should have bought up a bunch of webcams and then just flip them. That's how you make a ton of money.
Yeah, I guess I could have sold. I mean, I don't know how to. I guess.
If I had a second webcam, I would have sold this one and then bought another one a few months later. But I had to use it for the videos.
Yeah, I had a bunch of because this one is a Microsoft Life Cam or something. I don't know. It was just a simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna buy one of the Logitech. Get a better one. Get a better one, man. I'd been seeing them on OfferUp, and I'm like, holy crap, that one's expensive. The Logitech one, it was. Yeah, they really upped the price.
Well, no, the problem was people just bought them all and they just flipped them.
Yeah, I did have a bunch of webcams I didn't sell. I should have sold them, but. This is backstock electronics. I just have piles of just like wires and cameras, and I have some high-end cameras. I mean, my production value could be way better.
Some of them do it. It's like, fuck it, it works.
Yeah, well, I have the Hero Max, and I have a Sony 4K. And I have some Nikons, and
why are you not using those?
It's just the way you have to, it's not just like a camera on my computer.
This is aesthetic. I'm doing this for the looks. I want the early 2000s YouTube.
Exactly. I start them low, I'm just like, this is like Bitcoin mining 50 at a time, and then I'm like, we'll go on the 4-year, and then we'll half it, and it's like, the quality's gone up. Like, I don't want them to have like such high expectation. They're like, hey, can you up it to 720p? I'm like, we're starting at 480 right now. I gotta work with BitChute for a while, man. But I definitely want to pick up a better camera. But yeah, also a video capture card, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Help more. Yeah, I want to use the Hero Max. I like the picture, but I don't like that wide angle too much. It's just kind of buggy looking. But yeah. So electronics went up like crazy.
Yeah, I made the mistake of having to buy a new computer during all of this, and luckily prices didn't go too bad here. It was just stock that was a massive pain to find. I tried to buy a Ryzen 3600X, and the place I went to, they had one left in stock. It's like, ooh. And I need it. I don't care what you're charging for it. Just give it to me.
And it wasn't that much more than.
I think it was like $30 or $40 more, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But the original case I was going to buy, that sold out. The original RAM I was going to buy, that sold out. The CPU cooler, that sold out. It's like, this is a pain.
Jeez. Yeah, I probably need to upgrade my desktop's actually really good. It's just tiny. It's a micro desktop.
Oh yeah. To go in your house.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I'm probably not gonna put that in there because the only thing too high end in there. I guess I don't know.
That's fair.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's but yeah, it's a 9700 T Intel.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty. Yeah, it's decent, but you know, super small factor, M.2 and one slot for 2.5. But yeah, I'm like, well, I can't fit anything too bigger unless I put like a bigger SSD, and you can't. I think it is Thunderbolt 3, so I might be able to run something externally.
Yeah, might be able to do eGPU. I don't know.
But I'm like, those Ryzen Threadrippers. Oh man, those look fantastic. You know.
Yeah, I would love to buy one, but they're so expensive here.
Yeah. There was like the one that has like 16 or 18 core. I don't know. It's excessive. I'm like, how's that even? Is this a server? Like I was gonna use it to mine Monero. I was gonna get in. I was like, oh man, like they're switching over to CPU mining, what is it, RandomX. So I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll get Threadrippers and run that for a bit. I'm like, but then Monero like went up and sideways and down now, and I'm like, it's still gimmick. Like I get it, it's privacy currency and it has its place, but I mean, unless you're doing illicit activities to transact, it really doesn't have any value to me. Like, not right now. Not until our government's like, hey, you have money? I'm like, okay, I don't have money, I'm poor. Like, you're like tracking down our Bitcoin with Coinbase's analytics.
Oh yeah, you're not going to be private on Bitcoin. Don't even try that. I love when like, oh, I'm gonna like do some illicit activity with Bitcoins. Like, are you dumb? Like, you might as well just be handing them cash in front of a security camera. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, learn from Dread Pirate, what was his name, from Silk Road. Like he got caught up. Like all his Bitcoin got taken. You know, like he was on Silk Road. You know, so if he got caught, I'm like, yeah, Bitcoin doesn't have any security in those aspects. Like it's all plain, it's all there.
Like, you can certainly obfuscate it by just randomly swapping it between wallets, but there's only so much you can do. You can only just make it harder for them to catch you.
Yeah, there's the what are those? The tornado cash. And, yeah, I mean those are pretty cool, but technically that makes all the money dirty. It's just distributed.
That's the big thing about Bitcoin. Everyone has a bit of dirty Bitcoin.
Yeah, literally, you received 0.02 from Bitcoin from whoever. I'm like, that's dirty. Does that make all my money dirty?
Especially whenever you buy whenever there's like a big exchange hack and they sell off all of those coins. Well, you're probably gonna end up buying part of that at some point.
Yeah, and they don't include that in the list of dirty money. Like, it's not like I was personally trying to find the money that was, Bitcoin that was like been used from a hack. Like, who knows, really. I mean, you can do the research, you can follow it. There's like, what is it? The Bitcoin whale or whatever, the whale on Twitter. They're constantly telling us whose money has been stolen or whatever. But it only goes so far, like, it's just like any fiat currency. There's going to be some story behind it. Like, I don't expect my money to not have been in a drug deal or something and then end up at a Safeway or some convenience store or 7-Eleven. Like, like, they're like, no, this is tainted money. You can't use it. You can take my money. I earned this, like. So, yeah.
As long as you're not earning it through illicit means, that you can only care about it so much.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't have that background for me. Like, if it was like some illicit reason, then yeah, I would be a little skeptical. But it's not like, well, it's kind of hard to say. Like, money is overprinted, and that's considered real, but yet counterfeit money's fake. Like, I don't. Like, they're the same.
A certain person who's allowed to make the money.
Exactly. It's like, okay, and they hit all the marks for the security, behind it, and the paper or the coloration's different, but somebody under the Federal Reserve can just print money. Like, I don't, it doesn't make sense.
If we go back to LBRY for just a bit, I just remembered something I wanted to talk about LBRY. I saw a comment in the Discord a few hours back.
Okay.
And it made me very happy. They are working on a new notification system.
Yes. Yeah.
What that means, I don't know, but I hope it means proper notifications.
Yes. A lot of follow me notifications.
Yeah, that'll be annoying, but at least there's still a lot of people who do comment on my content properly. I'm like, I do want to respond to that, but if you comment on something old, I'm never going to go back and look at like every single video I uploaded. Like, I'll look at my most recent one, maybe the one before, but you can't go back through everything and say, oh, is there a comment on this one? Is there a comment on this one? There's only so much time in the day. Especially when you upload whatever you upload, however much you do. You can't really go back and look through every single thing you do and be like, are there comments here? You need something to tell you.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That's why I'm making videos on responding to comments. So to me, I'm like, hey man, if they don't have notifications, I'm gonna make content on that they don't make notifications. So yeah, I mean, either way for me. But yeah, I do appreciate having some type of like response that's within a timely manner, because then you can actually get a response back, possibly. Like that's the thing. Like, I don't even have that. Like, getting a response back from yours is like...
I have had one time that's happened. At least one time I've seen it happen. Like, wow, that's crazy. This is weird on LBRY.
Yeah, like, you're still here? Like, yeah, I did not expect that. So having some, like, timely matter aspect, like, that'd be nice. Like, it's another way to connect with our followers. Yeah, I just, with these follows and maybe just slim that down, or there might be even a person I can even talk to, like, hey, so what's up with this follow stuff? Like, are you an actual person? Like,
some of them
like,
are, I imagine, but
yeah, I don't know. It seems like bots, sometimes, but otherwise,
some of them come into the Discord and like, hey, why did my view tips get taken away? Well, I have these 50 instances on record of when you ask for follow, so does that answer your question?
Yeah, people get penalized for that. I didn't know if they did or not.
Oh, you didn't know about that?
I mean, within reason, I saw some people saying, "Oh yeah, don't do that," but I didn't know like the depth of that. Like, so
basically, at this stage, what they're doing is if you break the rules of the platform, they'll remove your view tip monetization.
Oh.
Which, obviously, I'm surprised people haven't been bringing it up more, because they've been trying to hide it behind the veil of rewards, but what that is demonetization, which is, no different from what YouTube does, but they want to, this is one of the things I do find a bit annoying about LBRY sometimes, especially what some of the team members will say. They try to hide some of the stuff they're doing behind words that make it sound a bit better than it really is. Like, oh, we've removed the rewards. Like, no, you've removed monetization. Like, just call it what it is. I think that's just the engineer side of me, where it's like, I want to cut through the bullshit and just hear what you're actually trying to tell me.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I don't like this masking of, of anything, really, in any aspect. So it'd be nice to just point it out so people realize what they can do better. Yeah, I mean, it's been very minimal in comparison to how it was at first with the follow. So yeah, I mean, it's getting progressive. So having some,
sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, just having some announcement, or just being more, transparent about it. Like,
it seems like they are getting better about being transparent. This is another thing I did want to talk about. I've been holding LBRY's feet to the fire really strongly lately. Like, if you watch me on Twitter, I will just grill them about whatever stupid stuff they're doing, because no one's doing that. Like, I think that's one of the problems that LBRY has right now. They don't really have anyone who's being critical of them. The people, obviously, the people outside of the platform who are, but everyone who's on the platform seems to just be, LBRY is great, LBRY is the future. But they need someone who's there being like, okay, yes, LBRY is great, but here are the problems you have, and they need to be addressed. You need to have some pushback against, especially when they try to do stupid things like 25-cent comments. They need someone actually pushing back against that, being like, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I probably want to incorporate some of that in my videos. Like, I mean, I would if I knew some of the stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
I'm in the Discord a lot of the time. I notice you're not around as much because you probably have better things to be doing with your life.
No, yeah, Discord is just like a lot of groups I'm involved in Discord, but yeah, between that and Telegram, and you know, just my life in general. um, but yeah, I feel like, you know, we need someone to you know, put some fire under their ass, essentially. You know, like, it's just, you know, you can only boast somebody so much and give them validation and then be like, oh yeah, this is working. Like, no, things break, you know, especially in blockchain. You know,
yeah. If you look at like YouTube, the second anything on YouTube breaks, there will be tons of people like, hey guys, what's going on? Like, even if they don't listen, at least there's people being like, hey, there's something wrong here. I think that's, at least LBRY, when you do tell them that something is wrong, they will listen to you. That is definitely an improvement, but they still need those people who are actually telling them that there is something wrong.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. That's good perspective, because yeah, I want to be like all the, you know, I just want to be able to like boast them up, but give them, you know, like, hey man, what's going on here, and let's figure it out. You know, Jeremy's on the rant, he's telling all of this, and then like, you know, Thomas is amazing. You know, like,
it is great that we do have like direct lines to members of the team.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, I guess I haven't really looked into like the not necessarily negative aspect, but like what's not working per se.
Well, the obvious ones you do see are things like view tips when those break.
Oh yeah, view tip. Yeah, I'm on that. I'm like, in the middle of the night, I'll wake up and be like, what's going on here? Like, I'm missing 3 hours of payment. Like, come on. They're like, it's rewards, not, you know, like, oh okay, it's called rewards.
Oh, it's a gift. It's a gift from LBRY.
Yeah, it's like, thank you.
So is ad monetization. Just, I don't care. Fix the gift. I don't care what you're gonna call it.
The gift. The gift I keep giving. But yeah, you know, there's like, oh yeah, you know, and then like the moderators are like, oh no, this is your fault and all this and that, like, to go back on that. But yeah, to, you know, like, this is a gift and it's not supposed to always work. Like, what?
Yeah, no, like, that doesn't track, especially with all of the, like, everyone who's been promoting LBRY has been talking about the view tip monetization as a monetization system, and that's why people are coming over to the platform, because they're seeing like, this is like, you can upload content on LBRY and you can get paid for it. Because if I don't want to get paid, PeerTube's a thing. I can go use PeerTube. It's just as decentralized as LBRY is. If I don't want to make a cent from it, well, I'll just go over there.
Yeah, there's more options, but yeah, the monetization is very appealing.
Well, it's important, especially for people who already are making money on other platforms. I get if you're a new creator, that's cool. On YouTube, you weren't going to be making anything like anyway. But if you're like an established creator, the money is actually important to you, especially for the people who do it as a job. I think for those people, it's something that is going to make or break whether LBRY actually becomes a proper successful platform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely, it definitely draws in the right people, or whoever content creator. You know, some of these big content creators, they wouldn't be over here without any monetization. Like, come on, like, be real. But yeah, I mean, in the long term, yeah, I mean, having that like early on aspect, yeah, you're not going to be making much, and you might not be making anything, and just for like the clout, you know, just having that, like, oh yeah, I'm a content creator here. Like, it's a good feeling, you know, but the monetization, honestly, right now at this stage is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't. Like, honestly.
Yeah, as I said, there's plenty of other platforms. LBRY is not the only, like, even just a crypto platform. It's not the only crypto platform on the block anymore. Like, you have BitTube, you have Steem, Steampeak, 3Speak, you have all of the Hive stuff. Like, you're not the only guys around anymore. There's tons of competition in this space at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm waiting for live. I want live. Like, I can't wait till that. They kind of mentioned it. I think Jeremy on Twitter, possibly on his profile, kind of said something about live.
They
like
are
how easy.
Talking about it, but I don't know what the plan is for that.
Right. Yeah. It was very seldom. It was just like, we're really close to having live. Like, they could just turn on a switch kind of thing. But I'm like, where is that? Like,
that would be cool. That'll definitely be cool.
Yeah, because I love making live videos. Like, I'd rather, like, on my daily library report, I want that to be live, like, always. Like, and pretty much all my videos, if I can, I pretty much just do one, just one shot. Like, that's it. We're done.
Like, my videos tend to be a bit more technical than that, so I like to do, a couple takes just so I can make my videos as informative, because a lot of my stuff is, like, either software reviews or tech tutorials, things like that, where I actually want to have some flow to the video rather than just like it being a constant stream of my thoughts, which obviously there's nothing wrong with those videos. I do those videos myself as well, but for the technical videos, I think there's some value in, being able to go over what you're saying. Like, can I say this in a better way? Is this the clearest way that this could really be said?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would say all my videos, but yeah, I do want to do some editing more down the road, of course. And add some more, transitional like screens and stuff, like having, intro videos and outro videos and, all everything where everyone makes. But I definitely can't knock that. Like, that's very important, because having more technical chops is, you don't always have everything all at once,
Yeah, it comes off well in the podcast. Like, I can ramble fine, but when I'm trying to do technical stuff, I blank out after a couple of words sometimes. I'm just like, what am I trying to say again? What am I even talking about today?
Yeah, I definitely would. Yeah, that seems more. If you had the editing around that would be more better. I expect that to be a little bit more drawn out and edited. But yeah, I guess I have some technical chops, but when it comes to Linux, though, it's like, I just know script, a little bit of script, like just copy and paste, really. I don't know, sudo and some pseudo keys.
I've always enjoyed working with computers, though. This is just an extension of my hobby, basically. I just like messing with software.
Yeah, software. Somewhat. I guess I don't know. Yeah, all the technical aspects, but yeah, with hardware, that's pretty much where I've been. Been building computers since I was like 9 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, desktops. I was 9, and when I was like 21, I started selling laptops. So I started building laptops for the last almost 12 years, like 11 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 32 now. So
I had no idea how old you were.
Yeah, I'm 32. Yeah, been having a laptop business for 11, 12 years. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I literally started on like just on a bus. Like, just take a bus and build laptops and post an ad and hope somebody buys this. And then by the end of the day, you just have a pile of money and just like do it again. Yeah, suitcase and bags and backpack. Like, I would just be like a traveling salesman. That's what I thought myself, as a traveling salesman in my mind.
And now you're here making crypto videos and walking around beaches and stuff.
Yeah, that's my life. I live right by the beach. It's pretty cool. Like, but I'm not like, it's a peninsula. It's not like the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I live in, the funny thing is I live near Seattle, but where I live is like nowhere near as like chaotic.
That's a podcast by itself right there, talking about what's going on in Seattle.
Yeah, I see a bunch of stuff. I'm like, that's happening? They're like, oh, I just got hit by a rubber bullet in my forehead. I'm like, how?
Oh yeah, we've created a state, and we're going to secede from the US. Like, I'm sorry, what are you going to do? You're gonna create a state inside of the US, and you don't think that's gonna end poorly for you?
That reminds me of Family Guy, where he's like, "This is Pretoria." It's like the country within a country. Like, how? I was like, when I was selling laptops, and I was selling laptops at it was a pizza place turned into a bar,
Mhm.
and then the owner was like, "You can't sell laptops in a business. This is a business within a business." I'm like, "But I'm bringing business here. Like, people buy things, you know." It's like,
I'm
we
sure
have
if,
like a small.
if you said you can have a cut, he would say nothing about it.
Yeah. I kind of did, but he was, I guess he was from like, I think India or something. I don't know. He just didn't understand like the dynamic. How I was like, like I bring business here, people buy things, I tip everyone and give everybody money. Like it seemed like working, But yeah, but having a country within a country, it's like having like, was it LA? Like they kept on saying like LA is gonna be a whole nother, like Southern California is gonna be its own state. I'm like, how does that work? Like just because you guys' economy is crap, and then like Northern California is different than Southern California. I guess like there's countries that are smaller than miles big, and I guess that can work. I don't know, but yeah. So, what did you hear about Seattle? I didn't know about that.
Oh wait, you don't know about that? I'm gonna send you a link.
No, I don't. I know. It's like I live down the street essentially, but not. I mean, 30 minutes away.
Wait, am I getting the state wrong? No, I'm right. Wait, how?
Oh man, I gotta move faster than next year. I mean, another country pretty soon. Just to go to Canada or go to Oregon.
Here we go.
So you have your papers. Like I don't have papers.
I'm gonna put on the screen. Oh, paste that in there. The Seattle Autonomous Zone, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone.
Yes. Okay, I did see something like this. I didn't really read. Really?
Yes.
I used to go party out in Capitol Hill. It's the gay friendly area. That's usually where the pride parades are.
Yeah.
But it's also very like, it's kind of hectic out there sometimes. So being that they're doing this seems normal, I guess. I don't know.
Well, yeah, this is mental. The funniest thing I saw about it was they let a couple of homeless people in, and the homeless people apparently took their food.
I mean, they're homeless, they're hungry.
And then they were asking for supplies, and the supplies they were asking for were like vegan meat products and like soy-based food and fruit. It's like, come on, what is this? What is this LARPing revolutionary nonsense?
Can I get some vegan meat? Yeah, we live like that too. We have like vegan everything, but
if you're gonna secede from the US, like I think you can't make you have to make some sacrifices for the food you're gonna eat.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you might have to eat some meat. Okay, it's the end of the world. Either eat meat or eat nothing. Okay, maybe eat some meat.
We go into a zombie apocalypse. They only want to eat vegan meat.
I know, right? Oh, I don't like this kind of zombie meat. It's not good enough. I can buy zombie meat vegan. Like, you have options in post-apocalyptic world. Like, somebody has like a vegan production somewhere. Like, I get to eat vegetables and be more sustainable, but
no, for sure. Yeah.
But in the middle of Capitol Hill is like in the center of Seattle. Like, there's no sustainable living anywhere. Like, it's all based on trucking it in, and like it's a city for sure. So
yeah,
I
have no interest in living in the cities. Like, the cities aren't anywhere near as big in Australia, but I still don't want to be in that life. Like right now, I'm living in the Adelaide Hills, and it's lovely up here. I'm close enough to all of the stuff I want to get to, and it's quiet out here, and it's great.
Yeah, that's where I'm. My next move is basically middle of nowhere. Like, sounds great.
Yeah, if I do go middle of nowhere, I'll probably go up towards my parents' place. They're in like 150 k's north of here. I don't know what that is in miles. It's far enough. They're basically out in the middle of nowhere, and yeah, it's lovely whenever I go out there because they're down by the Murray River, which is like a big river that travels across from South Australia into like Victoria, and it's good fishing down there, and it's a beautiful place to be.
Nice. Yeah, that's why I want to get more in touch with nature. Like, living in a city was just like, I didn't really live in the city necessarily, but I was always working in the city. Yeah, when I'd ride the bus all day and sell laptops, it would be in Seattle. So yeah, it was fun to be, young in my early 20s, like just partying and making money, and it was fun, But as like a 30-year-old, and now I have like a family, I'm like, I don't want to live in the city, like
Yeah, no, it's not a place you want to raise a family, that's for sure.
No, I mean, I don't have any kids per se, but like
you don't want to live your life in a city. Like, if you do have kids at some point, like you can't give them any property in a city. Like, you're renting everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I like one of my friends, they have like a condo in Seattle, but like that's only like a section of the building. Like, it's not the building itself. Like, you still have to, there's like up costs for like just having that condo there, like service fees, and like there's just no, like, when people are like, oh, I bought an apartment in Manhattan or something like that, I'm like, how do you only own like a section of it, like that's millions of dollars just for just a little section of a huge building, and that's it. Like,
if someone said that to me, and I would ask them how much they paid for it, and then send them pictures of what they could buy if they went rural.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could have like 1,000 acres and like whatever, like big old house or multiple houses. Like,
you can buy like a grape vineyard and like, you can do all this.
Yeah, you can have a winery. Like, I don't know, seems fun. Like, I want to do is I want to grow microgreens, which I'm working on doing that, and then go to like farmers markets and sell like subscription-based microgreens. Like, I see videos on that. I'm like, that sounds great. Like, like I like that community aspect of having like, farm to plate. Not like supermarkets and whatnot. Like, having some sustainability. Like, when I mentioned to everyone, like, I'm gonna have chickens, they're like, so how do you kill them? like, oh, it's gonna be a little bit more challenging for the people that don't eat meat.
And break the neck.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm fine if I need to eat meat. I'm gonna do what I need to grow chickens and butcher them if I need to. But I have like half of my family is vegan and vegetarian. They're like, oh no, the chicken. Like, I'm sorry, you guys won't be a part of that.
Hey,
obviously.
Well, you can at least set up get rid of all your lawn and just make your lawn a garden. Grow like basil and all of that sort of stuff in there. Who needs a lawn? Just grow plants. Grow plants you reckon you're actually gonna eat.
I don't know. You see these like neighborhoods and stuff, and like you have to have like cut grass and all that. Like, they'll send you letters like, hey, your grass is overgrowing. Like, you gonna go to my house and edge the grass on my front lawn? Like, go ahead. Like, I'm not paying for that, Like, I'll mow my lawn, but I don't need someone to tell me to mow my lawn. Like, so that's kind of annoying. But but having that ability to grow in your front lawn, like some states around here are like, it's illegal to have a garden in your front lawn. I'm like, that's crazy.
That's weird. Yeah, no one cares here. Like, you can grow whatever you want as long as it's not a... Actually, you probably shouldn't be growing weed, but you could do it. A lot of people have tried.
Just like hiding behind some stuff. Like, hey,
you can grow whatever you want in your yard as long as it's not illegal. I don't care here.
Yeah. I know, the one big thing is like people growing tobacco. Like, no one ever does that, but... Not that I want to do that, but that's like highly illegal. It's like, I'm gonna grow tobacco and salvia. Like, okay, like, no, never.
Just
never
start
do
growing.
that.
Start growing mushrooms in your front yard, and just start saying, "I'm just a mushroom enthusiast."
Hey, man,
they don't have to know what sort of mushrooms they are.
That's true. They, as long as they're not like, they don't know any information about mushrooms. But yeah, having sport, like. I think those are more, you have to have like enclosed ecosystem. Like, I don't know.
I know they do grow like naturally, but I don't know how to go about it.
Yeah, there was like spore kits, and I'm probably gonna actually start doing that too because, I like the medicinal aspects of certain things, but not that I'm just gonna go hallucinate all day or, I don't even smoke that much pot. Like, I don't need to do that. Like, but. It's nice to know that if someone has a medicinal purpose around things, like, I'm not gonna grow like coca plants or something. Like, need coca plants. Like, I don't even go about that. Like, just start growing the. But yeah, actually, I'm growing some hemp as well, and some sativa, THC based. It's legal. Like we have our medical card technically. But yeah, so I'm like
illegal that's here still right now.
It's illegal.
Very illegal here.
Illegal. Oh god.
Yeah, no. There is no medical in my state.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think Victoria has medical at this point, maybe, but no, they don't, because there was a big story recently about it. Australia is still pretty far behind on it.
Yeah, that's old news.
Like there was this probably happened happened for you guys years ago, but there was a story a few months back about a parent and her kid with, I think, autism or something, and apparently the oil is actually good for that. Seizures. Sorry, he had like really bad seizures.
Huge, yeah.
And that was like a big story about how she couldn't get the oil for that, and she had to like go to another state or go to another country and to get it, and just like we could solve all this by just at least having medicinal.
Yeah,
because the police are like coming after her for giving it to her kids. Like, really?
So is there a difference between having hemp and or THC? Like...
we actually hemp is fine, but
okay.
But
okay,
medicinal marijuana or recreational marijuana, no, not allowed to have.
Okay. Well, I mean, that to me is fine, at least with hemp, because hemp has CBD in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's kind of most of the medical reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they get around that. I haven't looked too much into that.
It's a very low percentage of THC.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 0.03 or something like that, like really, really minuscule. But it smells and looks just like pot. So, like, you know, if you're going to get pulled over and then have it, they're going to be like, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
You know, like,
we don't send people to jail that much for it. We're not as bad as the US. We just tend to fine people. We're not like, you get 20 years in federal prison for having, like, a baggie on you.
Yeah.
We're not that bad. We just like to fine people, which isn't the best, but, you know, it's not as bad.
That's good. Yeah, they stopped decriminalizing. Decriminalizing. Yeah, they haven't stopped giving tickets for marijuana for, I think, like 10 years or something like that, at least, before it was legal. So, I mean,
eventually we'll catch up one day.
Yeah, I just like the medicinal aspects. You know, just like the story you're talking about with the seizures. Like I've seen like there was this man that was just constantly having seizures all day, and then as soon as he took a hit, he was like.
Yeah, I think I've seen the same video.
Yeah, he was just like normal within seconds. I'm like, this is amazing.
Might have been someone who had. I think I saw another one where someone had Tourette's or something, or.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, Tourette's, and then there was one lady with her child that she had to go somewhere else to get some oil. Yeah, I don't know if that's the same story, but yeah, she was like her kid was just like dying, and then. She went to another state and got oil, and like it was fine. You know, he had like Down syndrome or something like that. Like
I'm not sure on the details. It's probably a similar story. It's happened so many times.
Yeah, and I'm like, come on, like they put like a Hispanic twist to the name and called it illegal in the early 1900s. Like they're like marijuana. They're like, oh my god, this is illegal. Like, bro, this is way better than tobacco. Like. Anyone that smokes cigarettes, I'm like, just smoke hemp. That's what I tell them. Just smoke hemp. Like, it doesn't get you high. It makes you relax. And
in Australia, we have like a massive alcohol problem. Like, US alcoholism and Australian alcoholism are on different levels. Like, if someone has like, I don't know, a bottle of Jack Daniels a week, they're an alcoholic. Like, that's just like a normal weekend here. Like, I know people who have like 4 or 5 bottles of Jack Daniels a week. She's just like,
yeah, I mean, at least in my drinking days, that seems normal. Like we'd polish a bottle of tequila like every night, or vodka or whatever. Yeah, I mean there's a fine line, you know. It's like
if you can drink a lot, fine. That's
yeah. To an extent, like there's people that are like functional alcoholics, you know.
Okay, if you think you can't get through a day without having a drink, like that's different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's that middle ground of like you're, you know, like you can't function at all, like or in comparison is like you have to drink to or you can easily function with it. It's like someone that was like a drug addict that, you know, can sleep and eat and then do drugs like a normal person, or not normal person, but like day-to-day activity, like maintaining the drug habit. Like people do that, and it's like, well, what are the underlying aspects? You know, there's some type of not necessarily mental illness, but like some you know, genetic differences. There's some type of, you know, something missing. So that's what people like Adderall, and then people do methamphetamine. Like, you know, it's like.
Yeah, I go to university. I know enough about Adderall.
Right. Yeah. So there's some chemical imbalance, and you know, it's unfortunate. Like, you know, having the right prescription or whatnot. I don't believe in pharmaceutical. You know, like to an extent, there's some things, but like wing off of it, and not use it as like a crutch for life, and that's the problem people have.
If you need like a hip replacement, of course you're going to use pharmaceuticals then, but.
Yeah, exactly. And then you wing yourself off, but you're not gonna be like, oh, now I'm addicted to methadone or freaking whatever, Percocets or some shit. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. Like, yeah, I it's mind blowing that people are so addicted to things. And like, that's the one thing I'm so proud of myself. I was never addicted to anything. Like, if anything, I'm addicted to doing better, I guess, or making money. Like, I was always trying to like self improve, like. And then people are like, "Oh, I smoke cigarettes." Like, I just quit. I just quit smoking cigarettes one day. I was like, "I'm done. Done smoking cigarettes." Like,
I've smoked cigarettes before. I'm just like, "This is gross. I don't want this."
It's gross. It smells bad. My breath stinks. And, I'm coughing all the time, coughing things up. I'm like, ugh. And I'm like perpetually kind of sick feeling. Like, yeah, I was just never. I mean, I did smoke for a long time. Like, literally from a kid. Like, I was a kid that smoked cigarettes. Like 10 years old till like 24.
Well, that's what we did with alcohol. I started drinking at 12.
Yeah,
probably not a good thing to do, but
yeah.
As I said, different level of alcoholism. It's just normal for parents to just give their kids a drink if they want one at 12 or so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Here would be like, that's child abuse, and there's like, hey, this is having fun.
To be fair, we have like one like cruiser and be done.
Well, okay.
So it's not like we were fucking alcoholics or anything, but like, because you're a 12-year-old, it's not like you can really handle that much.
Right, yeah, that's how I feel. Like, you know, just take a sip, you know, I'm good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm having some like wine cooler. Like, oh, I'm so drunk. I feel fuzzy. Yeah, I mean, my family was like that. They were kind of alcoholic. Well, Dad was, so. Kind of like, hey, can you get some water? He's like, oh, here, take a pull out of my Budweiser. I'm like, I said water. Like can you just give me water? But yeah, I'm glad that I got all that out of my system early. You know,
I know the feeling.
Yeah, being like 30 years old and like an alcoholic, or like, actually, as a story for alcoholism, we actually cured my friend of alcoholism with mushrooms. Yeah, she took mushrooms and she was able to not have all the repercussions after having, you know, alcoholism, and then we learned that she would micro detox if she would drink just a little bit of alcohol, and we didn't understand why she'd get like extremely sick and have to go to the hospital. So yeah, actually mushrooms help for alcoholism. You know.
Maybe that's the next. Maybe that's the next one on the chopping block after weed.
Yeah, it is actually. They're starting to start to decriminalize that too as well. It's legal in Colorado.
Oh wow!
And it's on the ballot, if not already passed, in Oregon. So it's gonna be that, and then it's gonna be pharmaceutical NDMA. So Molly, it's gonna be another one because that helps with PTSD, like.
Yeah, I do know about that.
Yeah, so I mean, within reason, microdosing, like that's great in my mind. Like for people that can use it to their benefit, go ahead. But if it's going to become like a drug addict in some sense, like no one does MDMA and is a drug addict, like in that aspect. Like they won't just do it all the time. I mean, they might, but not like they don't need it. It's not like doing methamphetamine or like heroin or something. Like
sure, yeah.
So that's why I'm like, okay, those things are great in those aspects. Use it to your mental ability, but don't abuse it.
Yeah.
That's just with anything. Moderation's everything. So, but yeah, that's just life.
Yeah, I tend to find moderation being a bit hard with the things that I enjoy, and end up getting myself to a point where I start burning out on them. It's something I've had to really work on. Like, as much as I enjoy like making videos, I was doing like 7 days a week, and I was doing like pretty produced videos. Now what I've been doing is doing 2 double days, so then I can have 2 days off at the end of the week, and it feels so much better to get to that Monday. I'm like, time to get back to making videos now. I'm really excited to do this. It's obviously good to have that I guess would be the word for it, that dedication to doing stuff every single day. But sometimes it's probably a good idea to, do something else. And I've had that problem with uni as well, where I would spend like 10 hours working on assignments. It's just like, no, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah.
I tend to have a very addictive personality. I focus on good things, but it gets a bit much sometimes.
That's great. Yeah, it's having that willpower and also breaks in between. Yeah, that's the one thing with the daily library report. I'm like, I'm glad I don't have like such a high production. So just all day just grinding just to make one video for every day, and I'm like, I can't do that. Like,
so you said you do like roughly one take, yeah?
Yeah, I'll mess up on the start. I'll start like the first seconds and be like, it's Crypto Hustler. Oh wait, I have to do daily library report. Daily library report. Like,
so usually your record time is roughly the length of the video, then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's no like, I don't remove anything. Like, if anything, I've been like pausing it kind of sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like,
I think for a 15-minute video, it usually takes me anywhere from like 40 minutes to an hour or so to get it right. That would be where I think.
That's not bad.
They're more technical videos, and I like to go back and look at the last take I did and like, okay, is that a good take? So that ends up eating a lot into that time. If I didn't go back and check, it would probably be half an hour.
Yeah, honestly, most of the time I don't even look at the video. By the time I publish it, I just publish it.
So you just trades goes down and then just like goes up, whatever.
Yeah, I'm like I'm going back outside and hanging out. Like, yeah. Some of them are just kind of like, actually a lot of them I just put up, but that to me is like, for me it's like the authenticity of like my videos, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna be surprised. So I'm like, oh, and then now I'm making commentary videos on my previous videos or just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, be like, oh, what the hell? Like, I overlooked that. Like I said that. Like, yeah, it's cool. It keeps me on my toes. And but yeah, there's some more production value I need in my. I don't really have any. I mean, I do have some editing skills, like, but with changing to Linux, I'm like, the editing software is a little limited-ish.
Yeah, have fun with Kden Live. That's all I'll say.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, you're not going to have the same problem I have, because Mint has a bit of an older version of it. The newest version of Kden Live doesn't work. I've had it crash 10 times while editing a video. Like,
oh, man.
But you have an older version, you have a more stable version, which is good. But, have fun with that. Oh. Have fun when you get the newest update, it doesn't work.
I haven't even really tried. I tried the OBS for recording, and
I guess you could also try OpenShot for editing if you wanted to do that. That was also an option.
OpenShot, okay.
Kden Live and OpenShot are kind of the two alternatives for editing on Linux. There are others, but they're the big ones.
Yeah, I'm like, unfortunately, might have some editing aspects to go back to Windows a little bit just for that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because I have my old desktop, so I'm like, it's there.
If you're more comfortable on Windows, just do it on Windows. There's no reason to force yourself to do stuff on Linux.
Yeah, the biggest reason for Linux is security. Like, somebody tried to blackmail me, but their blackmailing skills were very, like, oh, we have part of your password phrase. Send us Bitcoin. We're like, what's Bitcoins? It never responded. He even text me that too. I'm like, okay, this is fake. But they're like, we're going to send a video of you watching porn. Like, send it to your whole family. I'm like, you gonna send a video of me jerking off or something? Like, what? Like, I don't think my family cares.
Yeah, like, oh, he jerks off. Like, wow. Can you not send this to me? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's cool. But yeah, after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Linux. I'm gonna make sure everything's secure. It just made sense. And everything to me is all Web3 kind of aspect. So MetaMask and all that, and everything's just JavaScript or HTML or just like simple. So you can be on Linux, you can be on anything really. And then my phone's actually with all these like contact tracing and was it triangulation with the cell phones, and because I was watching Braxman Tech. He was talking about the triangulation and how you can, start using, other distros on your phone. I'm like, well, yeah, because I was already looking into that. I'm like, yeah, I might, not Semogen, like whatever the old, they stopped,
Cyanogen,
yeah, they stopped doing those ones. But there's a newer one. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be tracked, not to say that I'm sick and contact tracing is going to affect me, but I just the privacy aspect, just I don't want to be tracked down if I decide to just go off grid or something.
Sure, yeah.
But you can't have like jammer devices in America, so you can't cut your signal off. I'm like, that's crazy. That's illegal.
Foil.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're allowed to have tinfoil, so hey.
That's true. Yeah, because I was like, man, I should probably buy a 5G jammer. I don't want to die of some random poisoning, something like that. I don't know. Frequency is so high when I'm my kids. I'm not going to be able to have kids, They have like in the back of because once they're like the back of their car, they have like 4x4 MIMO signals, and I'm like, and they're just bouncing around. And I'm like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want like high throughput 5G and like, maybe my smart car that doesn't take me to the right location just locks all the doors, and they're like, we're not taking you to your house now. We're taking you to the Microsoft headquarters to kill you.
The Microsoft Death Factory.
It's like going right to Tesla, man. Like that's why I feel like like Tesla having all these like integrated robotics, like they're gonna have like total control, I'm like, what happens if they just like turn on a switch and they're like, they send you to wherever, like they just lock all the doors and they're like, oh, now you're dead, like it's on all autonomous now.
Just drive you in the ocean.
I actually have a movie plot that's similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's called I think Murder Ball or something, or no, Murder Car or something like that. Like Smart Murder. Yeah, basically, I mean, someone can make this, it's whatever, but basically, it's autonomous cars in the future, and people get picked up by these cars, and then one of the cars is like adventure or whatever, like a vigilante, like a Dexter car, like Dexter, and it kills for vengeance, but also kills because it can, and so it murders people just because it can, or picks up the whoever, it's like, I'm gonna go pick up Bill Gates real quick or something, or let me go pick up whoever, and I'll say kill Bill Gates, but that guy sucks, but so just kind of like a vigilante car that like kills for the right reasons, but kind kind of like, what's that movie? Like that one slug bug. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's like a slug bug. Yeah, there's like a slug bug movie. I don't know. It was like I don't know, like a smart car, but like their friend, like a friendly smart car. Not like a smart car, but like that kills for fun. It's called Murder Car. Smart Murder.
You don't even know what the name of the movie is going to be.
Yeah, so yeah, but like this, robotics and all this, and like it's gonna be amazing. But people are so worried about not having jobs now. They're definitely not gonna have jobs then.
Yeah, anyone who thinks okay, this is from someone who is like has done 4 years of studying software engineering, who has a passing interest in AI, who knows more than the average person at least. There's no reason why you couldn't automate every single human job. There's no technical limitation for why you couldn't automate everything that a human does.
Right.
Unless you think that there's something magical about human intelligence, there's nothing that can't be done by an AI and can't be done better. So, good luck.
Good luck. Get into crypto.
Get in the buy fucking Amazon stocks or something. Buy whoever starts building the AI that's going to replace everyone's jobs. Buy stocks in that company.
Yeah, there's actually under the Polkadot network, there is a robotics company that's being built too. So
yeah. I'll have a look into Polkadot after all of this.
Yeah, I keep shilling it, but yeah, they're great. Like, I mean, it's just the co-creator of Ethereum, who pretty much had all the brains. Vitalik is just a young kid that programmed. Like I get it, like, but he's not. I don't feel like he's leader material.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where Gavin Wood is just like he is intelligent. He just has all the technical chops. He's someone you can look up to, and like it's very presentable. Like it works for him. And yeah, with Polkadot, it took everything Ethereum didn't have and made it so it could work with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they have like all the staking mechanisms, and then now they have like the Energy Web Token, which is the energy companies. They have Robonomics, which is the robotics. And all Kusama, the main networks, and then there's privacy, there's high TPS. What was the other ones? There's NFT, Internet of Tokens, NFT interoperability. There's just so many like actual use cases, like out the gate, like just like we have all this,
Mm-hmm.
In comparison to like, oh, this is Ethereum's second layer solution. Okay, well, when's it going to be useful? Yeah, like, there's going to be another shit coin or something. Like, they just come out every day.
Oh, yeah. If you want to make a new coin, it's not difficult. Just find the Bitcoin source code, change a few variables. Wow, you have a new coin now.
Yeah.
There's so many coins that are like that. That's why the shitcoin meme exists, because there's so many coins which are just Bitcoin, or which are just Monero, or just some other coin, and they didn't do anything to actually change it.
Yeah, that's where Monero was of its kind, but then actually the creator of Ethereum also helped create Zcash.
Okay.
So they have ZK snarks and ZK rollups and all that. Like that's very useful. They just added that to, what is it called, Plasma or Fala? I think that's Fala. No, actually it's not. They don't use ZK, but that's part of like their tool set. Like when you build a blockchain, you can add these certain runtime modules to be like, oh, okay, I want ZK, I want high TPS, I want staking mechanisms, a consensus, just all these other aspects to build specific blockchains. Where the toolkit for like Solidity is just like, I mean, I don't know it that much in the technical terms, but it seems a little bit more bulky, because it's early on. And then, Parity Technologies was a creator of Solidity, I believe. And then they produced Substrate, which is a whole new set of toolkits for blockchain creation. So, and it's just like the way that it's set up is just high security, high TPS, staking mechanisms out the gate pretty much, and then having consensus, governance, and then a lot of these like validators and nominators and what is it? There's other people that watch certain people, so they have to be voted into a certain thing, and they can only be there for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you have to put your money up. So, staking up so much, you can, if you become a, like if you do something negative on, or don't maintain your staking or your node,
mm-hmm.
then you can be flashed. So and then there's these fishermen that watch them. So there's like all these people that are in certain, like not jurisdictions, but certain governments that watch over everything, you know? And so you get incentivized by staking and receiving, quantity of the currency. But you also get, your money taken away if you do something bad, So and their claim to fame is like interoperability, their heterogeneous networks, and less trust and more truth.
Yeah.
So instead of because I was like, oh yeah, decentralized, but all those also utilizing centralized networks, but using trusted outlets
mm-hmm.
to access them. So that's the being able to use YouTube and having the privacy aspect still, where they're not stealing your information and whatnot. So yeah, that's what they're creating. It's like, why not use pre-existing technology and build truth mechanisms instead of just fully decentralized. Like, it is great to have decentralized, but some of these centralized aspects are useful. Having off-chain information like Chainlink is important, because we can't just transition the whole world to decentralized overnight.
You can't put everything on the blockchain. That's just not happening.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of security in that. Well, Polkadot itself, like the main network, is the highest security aspect, and then everything else is a shared security pool. So they are, they want to put, more the banking system on there, more enterprise, and then everybody else can start off with Kusama, which is like the open network you can just try things on, and then you work yourself up to Polkadot, or just build yourself as a parachain shard on other ones. So, but yeah, what does I say? So yeah, Polkadot has a lot of potential. It's basically just Ethereum, but way better. Like, but.
But this started as a library chat, and then it ended with you shilling Polkadot. So that's as I would expect, judging by the content on your channel. So. So I think that's as good a time as any to end the podcast. We've been going for like 2.5 hours at this point, and I have some other stuff I have to get done today, so it has been a lot of fun talking to you.
It's been great. I really enjoy your humor and your mannerisms, and like you're humorous and very intuitive, and I enjoy your podcast.
Thank you. Like, it definitely needs some work still, but it's getting better.
Great.
So I've actually started doing something new. I don't know if you've seen it in any of the latest episodes. Right at the end, I'm actually doing like a channel shout out now. A channel shout out now. You said I was good at speaking before and then already fall apart. I'm doing a channel shout out. So, do you have a channel that you want to give some praise to?
I want to give a shout out to Unidark.
Yeah, I have been seeing a lot of Unidark stuff. I'll bring up Unidark's
channel. Unidark.
There we go.
Unidark, Rainbow Jaw. That
one I don't recognize.
Yeah, Rainbow Jaw. I forgot what they do, but yeah, I watched some of those videos. Time Lapse Lord.
Time Lapse Lord. Oh.
Yeah, he does the time lapse video of like the sky, and like it's pretty cool. I enjoy it.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's great.
How do you spell that?
TIM.
I know it's not time.
Yeah, time. LAPSE Lord LORD.
Oh, okay. I spelled it like that. I can't find it.
Yeah, let me see. Time lapse Lord. Am I even following him? Time lapse Lord.
So go check out Unidark, Time Lapse Lord, and Rainbow Jaw. And as for me, I'm gonna say I brought up the channel before, but go check out. How do I? Oh God, your name is annoying. I'm gonna find it off screen. We mentioned him earlier in the show. Oh, that's how you spell it.
Oh, the Azarius.
Yeah, however, I need to bring him on the show and ask him how in the world you say his name.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say is it like Aureus Denarius or something like that.
Aureus.
I don't know. You make really good videos, and I'm gonna ask you to come on the podcast. He is following me on Twitter, so I'll just send him a DM after this. But yeah, he does a lot of like crypto videos and like how to cut your expenses. And the video I first watched from him was like, why does money exist? Which I think is awesome.
Yeah, that's what I watched the Origin of Money.
Yeah.
That was really yeah.
So yeah, Rainbow Jaw, Unidark, Time Lapse Lord, and also Aureus Denarius. Yes. Go check them out. They are all awesome channels. So, do you have any socials you want to show yourself? Obviously, your LBRY channel.
Socials.
Any links you want to show? I'll put anything you want in the description down below as well.
Yeah, I mean, watch what's new with Jeremy Kaufman, the CEO of LBRY. Like he's very.
Now, any of your stuff, not it's fun. You can show other people you want, but I was talking about your stuff specifically.
My stuff. Oh, okay. Definitely check out more about Polkadot, of course. What else? I mean, that's pretty much it. Or check out Mega Cryptopolis. It's one of the biggest dApps. It's the biggest virtual property dApp I've ever seen. We're in like the 30 million mark right now.
Mm-hmm.
What else? And look out for Darwinia, which is also part of Polkadot. They're going to be coming out with their mainnet, so there's a lot of there's free faucets, so you can get free C-ring.
I was specifically asking about like this, like your LBRY channel and like your Twitter account and stuff.
Oh, so sorry,
it's fine. You can chill as much as you want. It's the end of the podcast. No one's gonna watch this one anyway.
Okay. Yeah, follow me on YouTube. I have like 16 followers.
You got there eventually.
What else? Follow me on Twitter at I'm CryptoHustler. I only have 370 followers. Like nobody. What else?
And obviously your LBRY channel.
Oh yeah, CryptoHustler101 on my LBRY channel. Of course, follow me.
That's all you got?
No.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this has been the 16th episode of Tech Over Tea. Before I go, I want to thank my patrons, Joachim, Nathan, Andrew, Montazar, PewDD, Road, Tony Donald, Okulari, and Zilver. If you want to support the channel, there'll be a link to my Patreon down below, as well as my Amazon affiliate links, where you can also just buy stuff on Amazon and support my channel. Go check out my main channel, that is Brody Robertson, available LBRY, BitTube, BitChute, and YouTube. This is available on LBRY and also on YouTube. If you're watching if you want to see the audio version, that'll be available wherever you listen to audio podcasts, so you'll find it anywhere. So, I think that's pretty much everything for this. Do you want to close out the episode?
I want to thank everybody on LBRY for being a part of this community, and I appreciate all the vision from all the devs, all the Jiggy Tom on Discord for helping me. It's an amazing platform, and we have so much more to improve. And I appreciate all followers and anyone that checks out Brody, checks out your stuff. And
thank you.
Yeah,
that's a nice way to end it out. Cool. As I don't know who's going to be on next week. We'll find out when I ask someone to come on the show. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for actually being on the show. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you. Appreciate it.